Official.streetsmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio, or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarks on SoundCloud and IG, Street Smart fan page on Facebook, Street_Smarks on Twitter, or ECW Memories. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, August 2nd, 1994. Hot Stuff Hollywood. What are your thoughts of this show?
My thoughts on this show was, this was pretty good skip show. Not bad. It's worth watching for the promos.
It's funny you say that because we have a cold open, and it's Mr. Hughes, and he's mean mugging the camera for a promo. He's recounting his entire ECW history. So way back in Extreme Retro Review number 36, Mr. Hughes was talking about how he was going to give Johnny Good the sidewalk slam. And we never got to see a payoff until this episode today.
And it was so worth the wait.
It was the shits, but I finally saw it. So it's clearly the greatest cold open of all time. Not to mention, on the Tape Trader show, the whole promo is set to Pumps and a Bump by MC Hammer.
Oh man, I did not get that on the Pumps and the Bump, obviously on the WWE Network.
So in an earlier Extreme Retro Review, we go into great length about how MC Hammer tried to come back with the Pumps and the Bump shit.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So
might not have been the best choice, man.
So this is excellent synergy with Mr. Hughes grimacing in the camera, talking about how he gave Johnny Good the sidewalk slam and got his ass the fuck up out of ECW. He's the offensive line for Shane Douglas. You know what I'm saying? He's always had offers to make big money, but Jason, the sexiest man on earth, came with the bag. And then they show a vignette of Jason and Hughes and how they got together in ECW. He says, "Ever since I was 6 years old, I've been beating people up for money. I am completely tuned the fuck in. I wrote this shit 5 o'clock in the morning, New Year's Eve.
Oh shit.
2017.
Okay.
And I'm telling you Hot Stuff. This motherfucker's talking about, ever since I was 6 years old, I beat people up for money. I said, oh shit.
But who's paying 6-year-olds to beat up other 6-year-olds though?
I ask you, why does the wrestler still do shit like that? I said when the close-up is real tight, you can see the reflection of some of the cameraman in the fucking in the reflection of Hughes' glasses and shit.
Oh shit.
He goes on, he talks about it was this spaghetti eating flat slob by the name of Balomo. He got in his face. He ate his lunch. You don't see him no more because he went down with the sidewalk slam. And then they show him beating up Balomo at the night line was crossed. Extreme Retro Review number 49. He says he's always had offers for money. He says when Harley Race came with the money to help out Lex Luger, Paulie came with the bag to help him out against Lawrence Taylor. Somebody came with the bag to get the Undertaker's urn. And Shane came with the bag after he got the ECW heavyweight title. And then they go to the vignette where Shane offers Mr. Hughes to Shane Douglas. I mean, when Jason offers Mr. Hughes to Shane Douglas, he says, my offers don't come cheap, but they do come.
Oh man.
Yeah. Then they show him beating up a whole bunch of people. And he gives another struggle walk slam to Road Warrior Hawk, who was just as tough as Mikey Whipwreck. You know, the loser, the beat up guy. Then they go into a montage of sidewalk slams. He's giving sidewalk slams to Mikey Whipwreck.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Scoop's calling it standing sidewalk slam. You know what I'm saying? He's over there slapping. He's slapping the Shaw in the montage and shit.
Oh, shit.
I said, Mr. Hughes has officially turned babyface in my book. See you at the Sullies. See you at the Sullies.
For
See
sure.
you at the Sullies. See you at the Sullies. He lays the boots to the Rookie of the Year, putts Tommy Dreamer, and he gives him the sidewalk slam. And now he turns his attention to 911. Then they go into the package where 911 is pulling Sabu to the back. Hughes comes in, taps him on the shoulder. Get out of my way. He said he took pity on 911 because the second time, he said he took pity on 911 the second time because your mama, who had to be a dog, because she gave birth to one ugly son of a...
Next clip.
And they go to another altercation with 911. He said the third altercation was at Heatwave. He see, all that was a test for you, 911. He took your best shots, and that was a mistake because Mr. Hughes, the roughneck, is still standing. He gets a lot of money to protect Shane Douglas, but your biggest mistake is when you hurt Big Busty Angel. And at this fucking point, I said, he's a fucking simp. Yeah. There's no way he said all this good ass shit only to come back and say that Big Busty Angel was the biggest mistake in 911's whole career. How fucking wrong could you be? Like, if I was the motherfucking camera, cut, you sound like a simp.
Like, that's
Nope.
That's not going to work.
We'll cut it out in post. Like, all that shit with Angel could have been cut out.
It should have been cut out.
But it get worked. He pulls Angel in the frame and she has a neck brace. She's selling a choke slam from 911 at Heatwave. Extreme Retro Review 75.
Oh, shit.
I wanted to say it was all the neck she was giving the boys in the back.
It's probably how she got hurt. It just got aggravated from the choke slam.
Allegedly.
Right.
Mr. Hughes says he has something for 911. It's the sidewalk slam. Then Angel alludes to Paul being gay.
Yeah.
And then saying that his little dick can't handle her adult vagina. So the tape for the show was 59 minutes and 36 seconds. Can you give me the time for the WWE Network, please?
It was approximately 45 minutes.
All right, so we're going to be on par, basically, with this show. It's a clip show. Bad Breed run down to the ring, but a special announcement cuts him off to say that Jack versus Terry Funk will happen August 13th at Hardcore Heaven 94. Back to the match. Joe Hartgood gets dumped on his head with a double arm DDT. Doomsday device for the squidash. One star. Your thoughts?
It's too fast to have a thought, and then it was already interrupted by the announcement that frickin' Jack and Terry Funk was going to happen and shit. So I don't. It's I don't know.
So we have a Hardcore Heaven bumper set to pumps and a bump. Pumps and a bumper. Moving on. August 13th, Hardcore Heaven bumper set to the cover of White Room by supergroup Cream back in the 70s, Eric Clapton. It's centered around Funk beating up people. I said, dude, this is a clip show. We got Terry Funk and Cactus Jack. Good for you, bad for them. They show some Cactus Jack stuff. LOL, the Sabu match. Then it goes into a Putz and Sandman deal. Moving on. Heat Wave 94 for sale coming soon. Moving on. From the Heat Wave tour, we got Mikey Whipwreck versus Stevie Richards in a TV title match. I said Stevie towers over Mikey Whipwreck. They shove each other down. It's a basic babyface shine stuff. Stevie with a clothesline, flying back elbow, and a leg drop for 2 with arrogance. There's a sloppy suplex. Stevie turns into a goof. We got a Mikey comeback cut off with a super kick. Mikey gets dumped, tossed back in. Mikey dumps Stevie and comes back in, power bombs Mikey, whips in the opposite corner. There's a run, Mikey run chant. There's a crossbody for 2. Jason, the sexiest man on earth, comes in for the DQ. Dud. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I was enjoying the match. I was seeing Mikey get some shit in before before Jason came in. So, but it made sense for him to interfere right before their showdown and shit. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad as far as Mikey showing that he has some sort of idea of what to do in a wrestling ring.
Well, since the Heat Wave match versus Chad Autism, he's been allowed to show his stuff now. So you're going to start seeing the progression of the Mikey Whipwreck offense.
Okay.
Post-match, Joey Styles explains that Jason is jealous because he'd have one more win than Jason, so he stopped it. It's a beautiful standing dropkick by Jason. Joey buries everybody. Big deal. Mikey is 5'5". Way to put over your TV champion, Joey.
Right.
He said, there's a foot on his neck. Then he gives a swift kick to the mouth. I said, shout out to my boy Jimmy Swagger. Mikey bumps to the floor. Jason debuts his hammock on the middle rope pose. Moving on. So we have Jason with a promo backstage. He knows all of you. Even some men want to see him topless. Before he does that, he has the truck play the Snuka Taz pairing from last week during the time warp. Time warp is somewhere in there. Jason says something. Who cares? Moving on.
I just want to know, why was he covered in glitter?
Moving on. If you want some more Jason?
No.
Well, Jason's Pit Bulls versus Phi Delta Slam. It's a back and forth match. Stuff happens. Babyface shine. Cheating by the heels. Maybe a comeback. I don't know. Superbomb finish. Dud. Who cares? Moving on. Your thoughts?
I didn't really care, but I found myself, I had got roped into giving a fuck about the outcome of the match and shit. So shout out to Phi Delta Slam and shit for doing their part and shit.
Every time I see the Pit Bulls, they're getting their ass whipped. So to see them in a match at this point, it's like, it's great that they got the win. You're building them back up. But, I've been seeing them get their ass kicked by Sabu. I've been seeing them get their ass whipped by Taz. So it's like, who cares? And then they go up against the job guys. Or the beat-up guys.
Right. Get it right.
Right? It's like, who cares? Superbomb is cool, but other than that, moving on. More Jason. And this reminded me, we have not seen Maddie in the house.
Yes. Oh, man.
He might be gone.
We've been Maddie free.
He might be gone.
Oh, didn't Joey reference him last week? I think
I completely blotted it out of my mind.
he said something about it's been a while or something. But yeah, no Maddie in the house, and thank you ECW.
But they replaced Maddie in the house with fucking Jason segments all throughout this clip show. So we have Jason's training session. He's with Chad Autism, the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller, and the Pit Bulls versus Ashira.
Keith.
Which one? Who cares? Joey references how he beat Jake Roberts at the Manhattan Center.
It was a big moment in young Keith's career.
He didn't mention that Shane Douglas was also in the fucking match. We talked about this on an earlier Extreme Retro review.
We did.
I said, get rid of Chad Autism and it's a cool stable.
Yeah, no, he just looks so out of place.
He looks like a fan. He looks like he should be next to Hat Guy and Sign Guy.
He looked like he should be carrying waters and shit.
Anyway, Keith Shearer gets jumped by the stable before the match starts while Jason poses. It's a rip-off of J.J. Dillon's training where the horseman jumped some geek for J.J. I think it was for Garvin or for Baby Doll back in like 87. I don't remember. It's before my time.
Okay.
Jason slowly lays on Keith for the win. They all count the pin. They raise him up on his shoulders. LOL. HW thoughts.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
They did the same thing with Gay Dillon back in the day.
Oh, shit. I had no idea. But yeah, that really tickled, especially when they hoisted him up at the end and shit. That's like, well done for the over-the-topness and shit.
So finally, we got a weekly money promo from Paulie. Paul manages Sabu, and Sabu will fight Too Cold Scorpio at Hardcore Heaven.
Earth 37, Hollywood's favorite wrestler. Too Cold, Hollywood's favorite wrestler, by the way.
Also at Hardcore Heaven, 911 will finally meet the roughneck, Mr. Hughes. And at Hardcore Heaven, if Hughes wins, Paulie will leave ECW. And for that little tramp Angel, his little penis could not fit in her cavernous vagina. And the only difference between Angel and a prostitute is that prostitutes get paid.
Hey, but Angel's my favorite kind of prostitute, though. Come on, somebody.
Angel is a groupie. To quote the old fat man Scott Keefe, I love shoot comments that aren't supposed to be shoot comments. Overall, the beginning was epic. The matches blew. Mr. Hughes is fucking awesome. See you at the Sullies. I give it a thumbs up. Clip, don't skip.
Oh, man. Watch the promos. Skip everything else, I would say.
Next week, the Go Home Show for Hardcore Heaven 1990 Fizzo. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Official.streetsmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio, or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarks on SoundCloud and IG, Street Smart fan page on Facebook, Street_Smarks on Twitter, ECW Memories. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, August 9th, 1994. The Go Home Show for Hardcore Heaven. H-Dub, what are your thoughts of this show?
Ooh-wee. My thoughts on this show is I'm going to give this show a R for remote, so you can skip this show. Outside of probably the first promo, this just is another continuation of the long list of terrible go-home shows for ECW, with the exception of the go-home show for Hostile City Showdown.
Heatwave.
Yeah, Heatwave. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, all these H's. What's this next one? Hardcore Heaven, Heatwave, Hostile City Showdown. Anyway, so yeah. Go ahead, watch the first promo, and then if I were you, and if you want to be make an intelligent use of your time, I would go ahead and skip straight to Hardcore Heaven.
So you have a cold open detailing the Jason Mikey Whipwreck feud. Except the loser. Scoop is awful. They show Mikey Whipwreck getting beat up by Mr. Hughes, by the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller. Pitbull 1, Pitbull 2, the Rockin' Rebel again, and Chad Autism. They detail Jason's first win and him beating up Mikey. Mikey is at the Eagle's Nest cutting a promo. His delivery is stiff and stilted. He says he's never won a fight in his life. Not in kindergarten, grade school, even high school. By the way, he just graduated.
Congratulations, Mikey.
He wouldn't even have the belt if it wasn't for Taz. Every night he gets his ass whipped. There might not be a man, woman, dog, parakeet, or child on this earth he can beat. But he can beat Jason.
Yeah, there we go, Mikey.
And at Hardcore Heaven, the ECW fans are going to get what they want. Jason's humiliation. By Mikey. The sexiest man on earth. How do you like my TV title? Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? So we got Joey in the Nest as the Bad Breed walk to the ring versus the Spiders. Spiders haven't been seen since Extreme Retro Review #1.
Welcome back, Spiders.
So I haven't buried them in a while. It's clunky to start, especially with all that backdropping in onto a spider outside. So that's just dangerous. It's the Public Enema versus Bad Breed at Hardcore Heaven. Nobody cares what the Spiders are doing. They're Coraluzzo guys from Jersey. They kind of pop for a plancha on Ian. Spiders get some stuff in like a Frankensteiner. Axel come back.
No, it's a Franken-Spider, according to Joey Styles.
We have Axel come back. Bad Breed come back. Doomsday Device for the dub. 1 star. HW, thoughts?
It was an okay match. No, nothing to write home about. It was interesting to see that they used to be fair, I'll probably forget tomorrow and shit. But that I don't know how long they've been using the Doomsday Device and shit. But it's interesting that they would use it with Hulk still being used as source material in their promos and shit.
So in 1994, there was a baseball strike. The Indians were having a great season.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? The strike shortened seasons. We had like 100 wins, 44 losses or some shit like that. So there's a Hardcore Heaven pumps in the bumper with the Public Enema. They're absolutely terrible. Simply terrible. Moving on.
Yeah.
We got a batch. I dubbed it Bash at the Beach. Sandman versus God of Jobbers, Surfer Ray Odyssey.
Who for some reason has that sunblock on his nose?
I said the loser keeps the surfer gimmick. I asked you, Hot Stuff, why weren't they a tag team?
I don't know, probably because there's no way on earth Sandman would want to tag with that goof, I would imagine.
That awesome Sandman could have happened, but we had to sit through Tommy Cairo. So at least there were beaches.
I love beaches.
It's a face shine. It's from the Heat Wave tour. Woman's barred from ringside. Hack with some stuff. Delayed suplex. One more time from the crowd, so Hack just dumps him. His stalking game is on point. Some chair shots outside. The jobber gets a pile driver, choke on the ropes. The jobber gets dumped, but counters with a suplex outside with one. A missile drop kick, they're in the corner. Ray ducks Finnegan, who takes the best bump in the match. Ray hits the wipeout. It's a visual pin, no ref. Cane to the head, to a fucking pop for the win. 1 star. HW, thoughts?
I hate seeing main stars struggle against these jobbers. Just just annoying. So, you know what I'm saying, I didn't particularly enjoy this match, nor the fact that, I couldn't really tell if Sandman was in trouble from the surfboard or whatever Ray's move is, or if he was playing possum, as Joey said. But either way, it just annoys me. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend this match to anyone.
Post-match, because Hack is awesome, he gives Surfer Ray Odyssey more shots with the cane.
I like that part.
And he pulls out a squally.
I like that part as well.
3 weeks ago, Hack was beating up Mikey. I said, Sandman turned face with me back then during the time warp, beating up all the jobbers. Tommy Dreamer comes in and he gets to first base with the woman.
How ironic.
Baseball strike.
Well done.
So we have a Hack and Woman promo. He's faced the cane already. He asked Tommy Dreamer if he's ready to face the cane. Hack has tasted this cane more time than Michael Fay in his worst nightmares. While he was tasting the cane, Dreamer was tasting women's lips. He would have taken the same option, but he's all out of options. So it's your turn, Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer. Woman says it's the choice of a new generation, which is the slogan for Pepsi.
Yeah, it sounded kind of stupid.
Moving on. Moving on. We have a Hardcore Heaven bumper. It's set to Sunshine of Your Love. It's covered by Cream. It's highlighting Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. Hostile City Showdown is now for sale on ECW home video. Moving on. Heat Wave is coming soon. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. We have a match. Chad Autism with Jason, the sexiest man on earth, versus Precious Damian Stone.
Oh boy, aka Little Guido.
Says Guido showing fire early. They trade moves. Chad misses a slow 450. Chad's ping-ponging all over the place. Guido gets 2. Jason helps do the looming. Oh, Jason helps him. And he says, due to the looming baseball strike, if you have an unused Phillies ticket, you can bring it to the ECW arena and we'll give you a discount. Joey buries baseball owners Steinbrenner, Mart Schott, and Ted Turner, also owner of WCW. He says they don't want to pay their athletes, which is funny to me because Eric Bischoff was ATM Eric. And whose money was it? Ted Turner's.
Wow.
But he didn't want to pay. Whatever. The match is still going on. Autism hits a sloppy float over DDT for the win. Dud. He spits in the air and he catches it. Negative infinity. Your thoughts?
I gave this match a WGAF for Who Gives a Fuck, and it's very telling when the highlight of a match is a missed 450 splash. So, I will give Chad a hat tip for, going ahead, eating the canvas on that one. But at the end of the day, it was still freaking Chad Austin versus Lil Guido. So, WGF, Who Gives a Fuck, skip this match.
So we have a Hardcore Heaven Pumps in the Bumper. Full card showing all the matches on August 13th. And it's set to What a Man by Salt and Pepper. Moving on. And we end with the weekly money promo from Paulie with 911. Paul hypes other matches, but he tries his damnedest to make us care about Too Cold Scorpio versus Sabu. I do not give a shit about Too Cold Scorpio versus Sabu. And I say this because I finally found the flaw in Paul's promo. Because at this point, Paul's been giving weekly money promos every week since about November of last year. But like this promo, it starts off hot, but when he gets to Too Cold Scorpio and Sabu, he gets all subdued. And he's trying to hype it up as a big match. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes to 911 and Hughes and he gets all fucking all over the place again. So in my summation, he has to care. He doesn't care about Too Cold Scorpio and Sabu. So the delivery is off. Because before, he was sneering. He was frothing. And afterwards, he was hot. But during the Sabu part, he was subdued. The eyes do not lie. He wasn't into it. But then he has to talk about 911 and Hughes. 911 has to get cues from Paulie to lift his arms. I said, holy fucking Christ, is 911 limited? It's like Paulie's talking and he's like, he has to go up for a choke slam. And he's like looking at 911, hoping 911 raises his fucking arm and back down with a choke slam. He did it like 4 or 5 times and 911 couldn't fucking grasp that you were supposed to choke slam everybody in the fucking match. Everything you fucking do revolves around a fucking choke slam, 911. Why do you not get it, goof? Because he's a Hughes cuts a promo, choking Angel. Shane tries to intervene. 911 cuts a promo. I don't care. Your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts were it just had the best, most brilliantest idea for next week's show for what's it called again? Hardcore Heaven. That's it. For Hardcore Heaven, because I got a lot going on the off chance that I do become supervisor. I'll have a lot of work related stuff to do. So I was thinking, since you don't give a fuck about Too Cold Scorpio and Paulie dangerously doesn't give a fuck, I can take the week off and I can have Earth 37, Too Cold Hollywood, do the review of Hardcore Heaven, and then maybe you guys will give a fuck about Too Cold Scorpio.
I would love to have Too Cold Hollywood co-host with Earth One, Scourge of the IWC.
I'll make it happen.
Overall, I said it's an effective go-home show for Hardcore Heaven. I said the show puttered to an end. People got exposed. I guess it's part of the charm for Eastern Championship Wrestling. Thumbs in the middle.
Oh man, well you heard me at the open. Thumbs down, toe thumbs down, elbows down, and my nose down, because I can't even look at this sheet.
In a few days, we're going to come back. Extreme Retro Review for Hardcore Heaven 1994. Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Peace.
You are now fucking with the best.
The following announcement has been paid for.
Street Smart Audio proudly brings to you Hardcore Heaven 1990 Fizzo starring the Scourge of the IWC, Das Quadruple T, Too Cold Hollywood.
We are controlling transmission. Controlling transmission. Controlling transmission. Controlling transmission.
Yes, Official.streetsmarts@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio, or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarts on SoundCloud and IG. Street Smart fan page on Facebook. Street_Smarts on Twitter. ECW Memories. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, August 13th, 1990 Fizzo. This is the inaugural Hardcore Heaven. To the right of me, coming through from the cross-dimensional positron from Earth 37, is none other than Quadruple T, the totem of triumph and the titty terrorizer from Earth 37. Too Cold Hollywood in the house.
Hope that is. What up, what up, what up? Too Cold Hollywood in full effect. You dig what's going on, everybody? bringing a little bit of Earth 37 to Earth 30. Oh, but even though, I'm glad that we get a chance to talk about this, because from my perspective, Earth, what y'all call Earth 37 is my Earth 1, you dig? So, but since I am a guest over here on y'all Earth, I'm going to go ahead and just let y'all be Earth 1. But I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me, you know what I'm talking about. And, yeah, won't be I is.
So again, it's Hardcore Heaven 1994. Extreme Retro Review number 80. And I don't know what Doofus Foods is doing on 37.
Probably fucking something up like you usually do.
But here on Earth 1, at Extreme Retro Review number 100, I challenged Hot Stuff to a trivia challenge of Extreme Retro Review.
Okay.
So in my opening spiel, before we got into the thoughts and views of the show and everything, I wanted to ask you, as the avatar of Hot Stuff, a question that could be on Extreme Retro Review trivia.
Well, I am more than just an avatar for Hot Stuff Hollywood. Shout out to him. He is very respected of all the Hollywoods in the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? But I am no slouch in my own right. I am the Street Smart Audibles. I am the Street Smart Audibles champion of our intelligence inquiries. So, if you have a particular what you just call it, a trivia challenge, go ahead and lay it on me, and don't be surprised if I get it right.
Who did Jimmy Superfly Snuka beat to become the first ECW television champion?
Jimmy Superfly Snuka beat to become TV champion Sal Balomo.
That is incorrect. He beat the bad man from the Badlands, Glenn Osborne, to become the inaugural television champion.
Damn it. Well, for never since, we watch Smoky Mountain on my Earth, so, I don't watch a lot of ECW, so that wasn't in Hot Stuff notes, so, I took a stab at it.
I just want to let you know, give a message to that panty waist Hot Stuff Hollywood. Come episode 100, when I thoroughly thrash him in Extreme Retro Review trivia, that he will bow down and take notice that I am the Iron Man, the Shawn Michaels of the Broad Street Cyber Bullies.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been meaning to ask somebody, what does Paper Champion mean?
Well, on Earth 1, my compatriot always considers me a paper champion.
Yeah.
Because I rarely defend my title. But as we build prestige and build the mystique of Street Smart Audio, there has to be a flunky title. And there has to be a title that is well represented and well defended. And the title that comes every 3 or 4 weeks when we do our pay-per-view predictions, that's a flunky title. That's like the equivalent of the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles in WCW.
Interesting.
Whereas the Street Smart Audio Trivia Championship, with its variety of championship matches, you know what I'm saying, coming from wrestling to comic books and more wrestling, it just builds more allure and prestige.
But I could see how, because, on my Earth, we do I defend my championship once every Earth rotation. So that naturally equals to 300. 300. So I do one Earth rotation for a full solar revolution. Okay. So and then after that, I take the month off. They vacate the title. I win the title back. So I've done that for the last 3 solar revolutions. So, I know that because I did defend my title so often, I mean, every Earth rotation, that's, what I'm saying? Like, if you do the math on that, that's 365 rotations before they vacate the title, you know what I'm saying? That's 365 title defense. And with me doing it consistently, that makes it more prestigious. Now, if I feel like if I defended it every 3 or 4 fourths of a solar revolution and stuff, then, what I'm saying, I'd feel like I was a chump, a chump. That's what we call a paper champion on my planet, on my world, a chump.
Well, tell that panty waist hot stuff come 100. I will continue to reign as the Street Smart Audio Trivia Champion. But on other regards,
You dig?
what are your thoughts and views of this show?
Well, give me a second to take a brief look at Hot Stuff's notes real quick, because as you know, I literally just got done doing the Street Smart Audible Smoky Mountain review. You can catch us on iTunes. You know what I'm talking about? We drop a show every revolution. If you're ever on Earth 37, check us out. So yeah, apparently Hot Stuff thought this was a pretty mediocre show. He was very disappointed with the end. He wasn't too pleased with some of the finishes as well. But there was one potential match of the year candidate, he felt. And possibly 2 if the ending wasn't fucked up.
So jerking the curtain, we got the Shah, Hack Myers versus the Ayatollah of Rock'n'Rolla, the Rockin' Rebel.
I thought you was going to say Wayne Newton.
We have a Hack Myers sucks chant. Then we got the Shah punches. Rockin' Rebel's the de facto face, but Shah has his fans in the audience. Rebels play into the crowd with chops. Joey explains the reason for the match as Shah gets chaired outside. So back on Heatwave, they had a tag match, and then they lost the match, and they almost came to blows, and then Rebel turned on Shah. So that's the reason for this match. It was recounted by me and Hot Stuff, Extreme Retro Review, number 75. Check it out.
Okay.
There's a back inside for some stuff. The Shah punches finally get over, and I note that they finally get over against the Ayatollah of Rock'n'Rolla, Rockin' Rebel. I said the fans wanted to chant something anyways. Rebel with the cover, he lets up and adjusts himself right in front of the hard cam. They do an exchange. Shah reverses in midair for the win. 1 star. I said there's nothing wrong with that opening match. Too Cold, your thoughts?
So apparently, Hot Stuff thought something was peculiar about Rebel's vest that he had on. It's had a couple rhinestones on the front, and then Rebel spelled out on the back. It apparently looked a little fruity or whatever. But yeah, the ending, I just like, Shah or Hack, whatever you call them over here, it confuses me because you call them 2 different names. But Hot Stuff wrote down Hack. So Hack Myers gets his ass whooped the whole match and stuff, and then one fluke move he wins and stuff. That just, it just doesn't really jive with me too well. So what did I give this? Oh, he said the best thing about this match was that it was fast.
It goes to a fade to black, and then it goes to the next match. So we have Goof, Tommy Cairo versus Chad Autism. Singles match. We got Autism wearing a Georgetown Hoyas t-shirt. The Goof gets pity claps. Chad gets crowd sweetening boos. We hear our Autism sucks chant. There's a test of strength. And immediately this match sucks. Nobody wants to cheer for Cairo because he has got his ass whipped over the last 3 months by the Sandman. And Chad Autism is Chad Autism with his flabby body and his goofy ass hair.
And now he's working heel too.
So here he goes, and he's bumping like a fucking ping pong rag doll all over the ring, trying to get the fans to fucking say anything. And they finally catch on that, hey, we know that Cairo sucks. We're just going to cheer for everything that Chad does. Chad fucking goes through the ropes, oversells, crowd goes wild. Chad does an overflip on a back body drop. They're fucking they're going nuts for Chad Austin. Everything that Goof Cairo does registers nada because he sucks. He's a goof. Belly to belly into the ropes. There's a power slam. There's a missed shit wheel kick off the top rope. A sunset flip by Chad for 2. And a roll up into the ropes. Austin's feet are on the top ropes for the win. Dud. I said it was negative infinity. But the finish was so preposterous,
Yeah.
I popped for it. Too Cold, your thoughts?
Well, yeah, so this is, once again, Chad Austin, he gets obliterated. He's getting obliterated by Tommy Cairo, the freaking loser. Cairo's music should be loser, not freaking Mikey Whipwreck's. You dig? Tuco. I'm sorry, Hostile put this in his notes and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just reading from his notes. But Cairo should have the loser theme music. You dig? So how does Chad Austin get his ass whooped for the entirety of the match, and then all of a sudden he just get this entire second win just out of nowhere? He just popping up and shit, and ducking Cairo coming off the top rope and shit, and then has enough energy to put his feet on the ropes for the win and shit, and then they cut the. So anyway, I don't know. It was either sloppy booking or something, but it pissed me off. I guess he was either playing possum or something, but long and the short of it, Tommy Cairo is a loser because the crowd was, as you pointed out, was just complete meh for him the whole time, and he looked like John Cena out there as far as like getting his moves off and just looking spectacular and shit, and just no love. And then he lost in fluky fashion. Go figure.
Uber goof. Moving on. So we got the first match that I actually give a damn about. Jason, the sexiest man on earth, versus the TV champion, Mikey Whipwreck. Jason's completely oiled up from head to toe, walking down into the ring. He starts gyrating for the fans, and he points to the hard cam, tells them to follow him. There's 2 geeks in a mask, and they hand him some flowers. In the background, you see the neck beard, Mike Johnson, taking pictures.
Oh man, so is that the neck beezy that hot stuff always be talking about?
Absolutely.
Oh shoot. Salutations, neck beezy.
The crowd is chanting Mikey. I've gone on record that I've said that I've hated TV matches on Supercards. Given the build to this match, a man has the right to change his mind. I am completely, fully invested into this match right now, given the participants of the match. They do the big match intros. Jason's up early. The crowd's chanting Mikey. Mikey's stringing together some offense, and the crowd is popping even louder for every fucking sequence of moves. It's cut off by Jason with a kick. He does a front suplex onto a table. Jason drops a leg on Mikey through the table. the table. Slow stuff from Jason. Joey starts to bury Jay Sully on commentary, asking if somebody had won, Joey would buy rounds for everybody. And then Sully brought in a list.
Joey told me he couldn't afford all them drinks and shit.
Mikey plays possum after a bit. They do a small package spot that the crowd gets hot for. Enziguri and the gut wrench. Dr. Bomb for 2. Jason throats Mikey onto the ropes. Outside stuff into the rail. Mikey with some chair shots. Mikey misses a crossbody back in. Jason brings a chair in. Mikey kicks, grabs the chair, KOs Finnegan, then hits Jason. Mikey hesitates. He gets the visual pin. There's no ref. Finnegan, clearly the fucking star of the match, struggles to a 3 count. Boom, boom, boom. And completely passes out. The crowd pops. Mikey jumps up. He's like, yes, I fucking won. He inches his way back to the fucking corner post. Pit bulls run in, grab Mikey by the feet, post him in the fucking into the corner post. That was brutal. They throw Jason back on top of him. Smack Finnegan around. Finnegan gets up, hits the pin, and calls for the bell. New champ. 3 stars. Too cold. Your thoughts?
Well, apparently this had Hot Stuff very livid, and just listening to you describe it and read these notes, it sounds like some fucked up bullshit. Because how is Jason the new champ when... First, let me start with Hot Stuff's notes. First, why did 2 dudes have flowers for Jason? That's the first thing that he wanted to know. Another thing that he said is it looked like Jason had on yoga pants. And yeah, so I'm gonna give this match a D for a dusty finish, because there are dusty finishes on Earth 37, because that was some bullshit. The timekeeper. So now the referee got to count to 3 and point to the timekeeper and shit for it to be official now all of a sudden. Is that what we do? Is that where you guys are at in professional wrestling?
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Dusty Finish. Jason stumbles to his feet. He's bloody. The pit bulls raise him up on his shoulders like Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. Taz and Snuka rush the ring immediately for the next match. So we have Tasmaniac and Snuka versus the Pit Bulls. Bonzo Gonzo, to quote the fat man Scott Keith, to start. Tasmaniac overhead belly to Bailey on number 2. Snuka goes up top for the super fast slash. Simultaneously, Taz hits a half Nelson on number 1. Pee-wee rushes in for the new ref. He counts the double 3 count for the huge pop. The Pit Bulls, once again, are neutered on the supercard. Too cold, your thoughts?
Oh, Hot Stuff gave that match an A. An A for annoying, because that was a match that could have been, that could have had a little bit of teeth to it and stuff, and instead it just had some run-in shit. Superfly and Taz look like superstars and shit. And then just a blink of an eye and it's over and shit. So I guess apparently ECW is just saying fuck the Pit Bulls at this point, according to Hot Stuff.
So they clear the ring, they do the double woo 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 spot, and they fade to black, going into the next match.
Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there.
We got Mr. Hughes with Big Busty Angel and the franchise, Shane Douglas, in his green biker shorts. Versus,
So when you say busty, does that mean she has big titties?
absolutely.
I had to see this big busty angel.
Versus 911 with Paulie dangerously. Shane in his green biker shorts intros the Roughneck. I think he's injured because he did the 8-man at When Worlds Collide, did a tag match at Hostile City. He fought Sabu in a forgettable match at Heatwave. He's not even working tonight. It's a long stall with a Paulie intro. Big Busty Angel has the neck brace on. Joey rambles over a piped-in 911 chants. All you hear is Paul's pounding onto the mat. Roughneck jaw-jacking. They bump into each other. They run into each other. They trade blows. Joy with the hilarious oversell of the match.
It's Jurassic Park too.
911 starts selling first, and he holds his face. Hughes chokes 911 forever, and then goes into a choke slam.
Yeah.
He goes for the pin. 911, being as limited as he is, sticks his entire right arm up instead of just kicking out. 911 with the shitty Hulk up. Boot to the gut. Low blow cut off by Mr. Hughes. Joey puts over Philly being tougher than Gatiel in Stamford, because he lives in Stamford, apparently. 911 with a choke slam to Hughes. Hughes kicks out at 3.01. He slides out the ring. Shane's sell face was amazing. Hughes goes up. He tells Angel to get into the ring. Shane decks Paul. 911 turns and stalks franchise. I must note, the ECW heavyweight title was around Shane's waist the entire time during this segment.
That's right.
Shane begs off, and he throws Big Busty Angel into 911.
Cold-blooded.
Shane powders. Angel begs off, then tries to bribe her tits. I said, what's the point? We all saw him in the Super Summer Sizzler Spectacular. Angel then tries to fight. Choke slam on Angel through the neck brace.
Nice.
Hughes tries to save her, but Shane talks some sense into him, and they powder. Angel is a complete smash and dash. Paulie gyrates over her like Rick Rude. He spits. He opens her legs, but her pussy smells like hot garbage. He grabs the mic and tells Shane to come get your dead smelly fish out of the ring. A second choke slam after the last rites, even though he must proclaim that he's Jewish. Legit 911 chants. Fade to black. Tuco, your thoughts.
First, my question is this: we said they powder. Does that mean they turn into powder, or does that mean they do some powder? What exactly does that mean?
Powder means they leave and they hastily exit to the back.
Whoop, there it is. Okay. As far as what Hot Stuff thought for this match, it was pretty much what he expected. He gave it a C for satisfactory. You know what I'm saying? Because it was two big, slow motherfuckers who have one move. And 911 has Paulie, and Mr. Hughes has his toolkit that he goes to of Lex Luger, Undertaker, The Hood, and Sidewalk Slam. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you expect? So, the 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying? It could have been more moves, yes, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, too much would have exposed either one of them. So how do you keep them both strong? You do exactly what they did in that match. So for that, I gave them a C. Or Hot Stuff gave them a C.
So the next match we got The Sandman with Woman versus The Putz. The Putz. It comes in from the fade to enter Sandman finally. No beer though. They do the usual woman hack stalling throughout the whole song. The crowd has turned them face, even though Sandman is still a heel technically. Joey lets you know on Solo Color, comparing him to O.J. Simpson.
Oh man, the guy in the airplane movies.
Nobody's buying it, Joey.
Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it.
He tries to put Dreamer over. There's another neckbeard Mike Johnson sighting. Dreamer comes from under the ring and whacks Hack with a Singapore cane.
Ouch.
He kisses Woman again, getting to first base. Whacks Hack. Woman does the comical suspender pulling. She begs off. Sandman gigs, and Putz continues the beating. Putz decks the referee Jim Malenko. Geek Ortiz botches the call. Hack for the dub by DQ. Negative infinity! Tommy snaps at Ortiz. He decks him to a pop. Ortiz tries to say it wasn't him. I'm sure he voiced his opinion. Tommy then takes turns hitting Hack and Ortiz. He picks up a second cane, yells, and the crowd still boos him. Every time he hits Hack, Hack's selling gets goofier. Everything Hack does is like, it's putting him over. It's getting him over, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Because Tommy's over here hitting Hack with the fucking Singapore cane. Hack fucking flops up. You know what I'm saying? He hits Ortiz. Ortiz doesn't sell. He hits Hack again. Hack's fucking legs and arms flop up again. Like a goddamn goofy ass Stretch Armstrong doll. He has his fucking keg gut on 1,000. It's ridiculous. So, Tommy powders. Woman comes into the ring. She likes a squally. She kneels down. She puts it in Hack's mouth. Hack with a delayed sale. Then the smoke starts to puff up into the ECW arena. The crowd pops. He gets to his knees, his face is bloody as fuck. And he mouths, "What happened? What happened?" Nancy looks at him. She mouths, I don't know. Hack shrugs it off. And they leave to cheers. I ask you, Too Cold, what happened in that match? And I answer it for you by saying that Sandman got more over getting his ass kicked than the motherfucker who was delivering the ass kicking. Your thoughts?
So, a couple things. Tommy Dreamer and Tommy Cairo minus form a tag team, because they can do whatever they want to do. They can whoop as much ass as they want. They can beat the fuck out of whoever they want. They can look as strong as they want to look and shit. And the fans will shit on them. So they should just go ahead and form their own little squad and get out the way and shit.
You call them the Heatless Goobers.
Oh, that's perfect. Second thought. Sandman's intro and that part where he played the Squally Undertaker was the best parts of the match. Outside of that, the rest of the match was pretty terrible. So, I don't know how you rate that. How do you rate an entrance and then a motherfucker coming back to life from hitting a Squally and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, if it wasn't for that and shit, I would say what you know what I'm saying? Don't waste your time, shit.
So at the time of 52-31, the following match starts. Bad Breed versus the Pubic Enema in the first ever base brawl match. The champs come out to slam. The Enema has some fans in the crowd. The announcer, not Geek Ortiz because he got his ass whipped in the match before, says the steps. The falls count only in the ring or anywhere else in the building. Way to punch it home, goof. I usually just talk about the match. I give some running play-by-play. Talk some shit. Moving on. But it's 52 minutes and 31 seconds, and this match is starting. The show is only 1 hour and 53 minutes in totality. Who the fuck did Bad Breed beat to warrant this type of fucking match?
Bunch of nobodies.
I had to go back and look. And Bad Breed beat up some jobbers like 3 weeks ago.
That's all I remember.
Matches fall count anywhere. Death match. You have to answer to the count of 10. Then you get a bat. But they do pinfalls too. So it's weird. So they do the count out deal, gimmick, and they do the pin gimmick. Or you can get the bat. The crowd is fucking dead at this point because they have no idea how to work the stipulations. Like they're fucking killing themselves all over the arena. This first part of this match. There's more stall. Rocco on the mic, he powders. Axel wants them to bring their pussy ass back. Said nice English accents, goofs. Outside brawl, inside with some of the worst wrestling sequences alive. Rocco and Ian flip spot was exceptionally awful. At least the crowd is into it. Bad Breed sucks chant. I said Rocco and Ian aren't even in the same library, let alone the same page during the deathmatch spot. They do a doomsday device on Rocco. They call it the British invasion for the 10 counts, and they get the bat. And then the match completely turns the fuck around. Rocco's in the motherfucking crowd. He's doing fucking sentons off the scaffolding. Motherfucking Grudge is bloody as a fuck inside the fucking ring. They're doing all types of shit.
Makes no sense.
It was like two completely different matches. The first part of the match was awful. The second part of the match was awesome. So they fucking Rocco chokes and pulls Ian over the table by his neck and rope. They're into the crowd. Ian's on the table. A sign guy dumps Ian. Visual pin, no ref. Axel and Johnny are both bloody messes as they go back to the ring. Drive by for the win. I gave it 2 stars. Death match was awful. As soon as the 10 count hit, it became a good, entertaining match. Joey blows the pubic enema. Fade to black. Tuco's your thoughts.
Let me tell you something. Looks like Hot Stuff gave this a O for oatmeal. You know what I'm talking about? It was physical. It didn't suck. It wasn't boring as far as a wrestling match goes and shit, but it was still kind of meh. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's like, I eat it, but, I'd rather have macaroni and cheese.
And for the reason why you're here on Earth One, the next match.
Whoop that is.
Tuco Scorpio versus Sabu.
Oh, yes, finally. My favorite wrestler and 16-time WWF champion, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my hero, Tuco Scorpio. Oh, man, I can't wait to see how he do. I didn't get a chance to watch this match, but let's see what Hollywood has to say. Oh, well, it looks like during the intro, Tuco Scorpio came out with some of the sickest dance moves that you will ever see in the multiverse, you know what I'm saying? Because apparently he was getting it and shit, you know what I'm talking about? So if you wanna learn how to dance, I would start with the Tuco Scorpio versus Sabu match, you know what I'm saying? Looks like it was a dope ass match. Both guys brought it. Tuco Scorpio was cheated, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Due to the unfortunate interference by the nefarious ne'er-do-well Paulie Heyman, you know what I'm saying? I see one thing is consistent between our two Earths, and that is Paul Heyman is a piece of trash. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for the day he is out of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, because I am so tired of seeing him and dealing with him. And now I come to Earth One, and here he is and shit, interfering with the greatest wrestler to ever. Who's the best wrestler on Earth One of all time, would you say?
Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels.
Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels? Oh. Okay. Yeah, they're okay. They passed through Smoky Mountain, you know what I'm saying? Shawn Michaels died in a car accident, unfortunate. And then Ric Flair, he's he's a referee right now, so or 37, but interesting. It's good shit. Glad they eating out here.
Joey starts to call this match the most athletically contested match in years.
I believe it.
My Earth One translation is moves with no psychology. It's a nice powerbomb by Too Cold Scorpio.
There we go.
Sabu does some convoluted flip spot with a chair. They do something with a table, but I missed it. More outside stuff. They're into the crowd. They're at ringside. Sabu misses a plancha. Inside, Sabu reverses a tombstone onto a chair.
Yeah, he nearly crippled Too Cold Scorpio. He needs to be more careful in the future.
I want to note that Sabu went up for a moonsault spot that in no way on Earth 1 or Earth 37 that he would have hit anywhere on the planet, because Scorpio was nowhere near him when he moved. Scorpio responds with a slingshot somersault press for 2. Joey calls it a 1.5 gainer. It's like the third time he called something a 1.5 during this match. But then Scorpio goes up and hits one of the greatest moves of all time.
Even here on Earth One? Oh man, see, that's why he's the 16-time champ. Sorry, I get excited sometimes.
This motherfucker hit tumbleweed. It's like I can't even describe tumbleweed. I've been sitting there watching it in slow motion and trying to describe tumbleweed as a move. It's like a phoenix splash into a leg drop. It's the best way I can describe it. It's simply amazing. And it should have fucking ended the match.
Should have.
Joey called it a Scorpio special. What a goof. What a goof. What a goof. He goes back up and misses another moonsault. They both up top. Scorpio bumps. It's a somersault dive by Sabu. Back outside. Scorpio gets pile driven. Paul with the distraction. Scorp onto a table. Goes through it. 911 puts Scorpio into the ring for a 2 count. They're fighting from the knees. Scorpio with a sloppy float over DDT for 2.
I'm sure it wasn't as sloppy as you say it is, and if it was probably Sabu's fault, I imagine.
Both guys get up. A shit wheel kick by Sabu, and then a leg drop assisted with a chair by Paulie dangerously for the dub.
See, that's that fuck shit hot stuff Hollywood was talking about. How the fuck is Paulie going to get involved something that he has nothing to do with? Especially Sabu's supposed to be the good guy. 911's supposed to be the good guy. So why can't he be the book? No, he's got to be the motherfucking cheater and shit. But that's the only way Sabu's going to win. But fuck Paulie. Fuck Paulie. Fuck Paulie.
I said the finish was flat. I gave it 1 star. The big match fight. Back to the drawing board. Moving on.
Oh yeah, that freaking finish. That finish and the Mikey Whipwreck Dusty finish ruined both of those matches. Especially, I meant to say, during the Jason and Mikey Whipwreck, that was my match of the year candidate up until the Dusty finish.
So we have the main event. Cactus Jack versus Terry Funk.
He's here too? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Please tell me there's not a Lori Funk here too. Please tell me there's not a Lori Funk.
There's no Lori Funk.
Oh, thank God.
There is a Dory Funk.
Oh, but it figures he'd have a sister here. It figures. It figures he'd have a sister on Earth one too.
Dory Funk is actually a male.
Come on, I know you guys like to play your jokes here and stuff, but I'm not going to fall for that one. Give me a break. I had to see and believe that Terry. He's the most hideous thing I've ever seen. So I think he's barely human, let alone I know he's would make a super hideous female. Super hideous. But yeah, come on, this Dory has got to be a female. Stop ripping me, food.
So Terry Funk, the living legend on Earth One.
Oh boy, somebody warm up the trans-dimensional thermometer or whatever it's called. Somebody get me the hell up out of here. Doofus Fooge, where are you at? He's the living legend on this earth.
That's the way ECW portrays him as.
But I thought you said Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair was the best wrestlers here.
Yes, but in ECW.
Oh, okay. I got you. He's like our version of Hulk Hogan. I got you.
So he comes out.
Or Smoky Mountain, rather.
So Funk comes out, and he forgets his knee pads. I tell you, too cold. I wouldn't have noticed either way.
They literally stopped the match for this guy who has been wrestling for 2,000 years. They played his theme song for him to come out. He hops on the mic and shit. Has to go all the way back to the dressing room to... Who forgets their knee pads for a wrestling match? How does that happen? And what? But if you're 2,000 years old, I guess that makes sense.
So Terry Funk goes back to the back. The neckbeard Mike Johnson gets played, sticking his hand out like a goof.
What an idiot.
Terry Funk gets his knee pads, comes back to the ring. They play Jack's music. Cactus Jack walks to the ring. Neckbeard Mike Johnson gets played a second time, sticking his hand out.
Why would you want to put your hand in shit anyway? I don't get it.
Foley completely whiffs on him. LOL. Cactus Jack grabs the mic and says that fans have seen too much violence tonight, and what they need is a good old scientific match. And we're the two guys for the job. The crowd boos. Foley then grabs the mic a second time and says, they wrestled in Japan in a tag team, somewhere else in a tag team. Now's the time to see where I measure up. And it's gonna suck to have to kick your ass all over the ECW arena.
Oh, you gotta love when they interject backstory in the middle of a match and shit.
Terry Funk then grabs the mic and he says, that's what we love about Cactus. He's always been a dreamer. The crowd has a quick chuckle. They do the respect handshake.
A pity chuckle.
Stuff happens. And I say to you, Too Cold, this is the first smart fan match. You know what I'm saying? Where the crowd is actually in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cactus Jack Sabu at Hostile City Showdown, I mean, nobody really knew who Sabu was. You know what I'm saying? I would ask my counterpart if he was here. If in 1993, did he know who Sabu was? Because I had no clue.
Yeah, I don't imagine that he would.
Right, and I vaguely knew Cactus Jack through the TBS show. So, this match right here, Cactus Jack versus Terry Funk, is actually a match where the fans respect them. The fans are, they're you would say that they're smart darlings.
Can't imagine. How can you respect a wrestler who forgets his knee pads in the freaking dressing room? Like obviously I'm not going to go through the laundry list of Earth 37 Terry Funk's misdeeds and stuff, but just this match alone, I've been here all of an hour and a half, and Terry Funk has forgotten his freaking knee pads in the dressing room. But he has his fans. He's the living legend in ECW. Oh boy, Hulk Hogan would crush this guy.
They do some outside stuff. They're into the crowd. They go around the ring. But the Public Enemy run in to start beating up Terry Funk. The crowd boos. The Public Enemy try to throw Cactus Jack on to Funk to give him the cheap win. But Jack won't go. So they start to beat up on Cactus Jack. They beat up on referee Jim Malenko. They force Mick Foley onto Terry Funk and count the pin. They boot and toss Jack and go back to working on Terry Funk. Joey doesn't understand. I concur. The Public Enemy powder. Jack and Funk break up and table and go after the Public Enemy. Joey signs off and they bring the Public Enemy back into the ring. So now only the fans in the ECW arena can see what supposedly is going on right now. They beat them throughout the arena, bring them into the ring, and make them pin each other. Then they ask for chairs. And they do the chair spot. It starts raining fucking chairs in the ECW arena. Funk gets hit with a chair.
Yes! Oh, that was so freaking awesome. I watched it like 100 times.
He stumbles to his knees and powders out of the ring. Jack immediately powders after him. The PE cover themselves with chairs. The geek announcers beg the fans to stop throwing chairs. I said, motherfuckers, you asked for it. You asked for it at Heatwave. Now you got the shit that you fucking deserved.
The only way that spot could have been better is if the chairs would have followed Terry Funk as he tried to walk up the ramp and shit, walk to the back and shit of the high school gymnasium or wherever they was. And the chairs followed him and shit. But he couldn't make it all the way to the back though, so he eventually falls out and shit from that final fatal chair shot, like 6 feet away from the back and shit, and then the chair still piled on top of him and shit, like, and then that's it. He don't move no more. That'd be awesome.
Overall, for historical purposes only, you should always watch every supercard. I said the first half of the show was pretty awesome. It flowed very well. It had a nice mix of storyline and in-ring wrestling. They had the moments. They had the Mikey Jason deal with the Jason title win. You had the finally had the 911 Mr. Hughes in-ring match to culminate and blow off their feud. But now also you have Terry Funk stepping away from his brother, continuing with the Public Enemy, but bringing along Cactus Jack and his war of attrition to settle the score with the pubic enema.
Cactus Jack is stupid. Who on earth would team with this fool?
That being said, the base brawl match was a half snooze. Sabu and Scorpio was a half snooze.
You sick in your damn head. That was a match of the year candidate until Paulie stuck his Jewish nose where it didn't belong. I'm sorry, Kazar knows.
The main event was an obvious bait and switch, but it redeemed itself with the iconic spot going forward. Too cold.
Coach of Earth One.
It's been a pleasure.
I really do appreciate the hospitality. I really do like these Coronas here. These are pretty good, you know what I'm saying? On Earth 37, our beer of choice is a freaking Bud Ice, so, you know. Appreciate the Coronas. He's pretty good.
Next week, the post show for Hardcore Heaven. August 16th, I believe, 1994. Coming back from his sojourn in 37 will be Quintuple P, Hot Stuff Hollywood. I am the Scourge of the IWC. And until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Whoop, there it is.
Official.streetsmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio. Or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarks on SoundCloud, not G. Street Smart fan page on Facebook. Street_Smarks on Twitter. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, August 16th, 1990, Fizzo. H-Dub, what are your thoughts of this show?
My overall thoughts of this show is basically a clip show. If you watch anything, it's 2 promos that you need to watch. One is by your ECW heavyweight champion, Shane Douglas, and I'm going to let the second one be a surprise and cliffhanger, and I'll tell you as the Fooge does his review.
So we have a video code open of the beginning of the Hardcore Heaven main event. Cactus Jack, Terry Funk. Then it goes into stills of the fucking action. They show the PE running in still format. Then they show video format of the chair spot. Pick a fucking format, Paul. And then it turns into a fucking PE package set to Dirty Rotten Scoundrels by motherfucking J. Rue the Damager. And after the entire fucking song, the PE cuts a promo, you know what I'm saying, after the Hardcore Heaven main event.
So, I was absolutely surprised when this promo was done by Public Enemy, because I would say it was probably, at least to this point, the best promo that they have ever done. One reason is Johnny Grudge was completely silent, and the second reason is freaking Flyboy Rocco Rock. He was super serious and shit, and like he told this motherfucking story that locked me in and shit, and made you buy into that these some tough motherfuckers who go.
Well, again, like, you gotta say, like, all right, you think about it. They have beaten everybody so far. They've beaten Kevin Sullivan and the Tasmaniac. They've beaten the Lunkheads. They've beaten Bad Company. They've beaten Bad Breed. You know what I'm saying? They've beaten all types of jobbers up and down the motherfucking card. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has stopped the Public Enemy at this point. And they finally beat the Funk Brothers in a barbed wire match. Okay? So at this fucking point, they are really the motherfucking creme de la creme of the promotion. Okay? So, and then they have this egregious act. You know what I'm saying? They got the fans throwing chairs at them and they get buried in fucking chairs. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Grudge is already fucking gigged the fuck up. He has his motherfucking bandage on. They keep sliding down his goddamn face and shit while he's holding the mic. And Rocco's talking about how they used to be in the hood and they couldn't go to one block because it was another gang. They couldn't go to the other block, you know what I'm saying? But they can go to the park, you know what I'm saying? And they had to fight their way and become kings of the motherfucking hood and shit. Well, Terry Funk and Cactus Jack, they ain't from the motherfucking hood. They ain't no motherfucking homie. So what you did, you dissed Johnny Grudge by having the motherfucking chairs get thrown up on him. And you dissed Rocco Rock because by dissing Johnny Grudge, you dissed the Flyboy. So now this is bigger than a motherfucking competition. This is motherfucking personal now. And they coming for Cactus Jack, and they coming for Terry Funk. They tried to throw in some motherfucking shit, throw in some motherfucking, rap songs and shit. It said lottie dottie, we like to party, we cause trouble, and we bother everybody or some shit. So it's August 27th at the ECW Arena. It's gonna be Cactus Jack and Terry Funk versus the Public Enemy in a grudge match. I want everybody to remember that because we're gonna be reviewing the August 27th show coming soon.
Oh, speaking of the August 27th show, I actually watched the main event and some of the aftermath with the interview I think the NWA dude was duped into doing and shit. And then Todd saying, as of noon.
Settle down.
Yeah, I was going to stop right there on that cliffhanger.
It's coming.
What happened at noon on that fateful day?
So then they go to a bumper. The NWA title tournament is August 27th. And already entered into the title tournament is Shane Douglas, Osamu Nishimura from Japan, the Tasmaniac, Dean Malenko, 911, and Too Cold Scorpio.
Shout out to Cold Hollywood.
So we have a Terry Funk and Cactus Jack promo. They're sitting in front of the ECW logo. Coincidentally, there's a faint white streak over Eastern, you know what I'm saying, in the background. I said, is that a bit of foreshadowing? Stay tuned. Funk buries the Public Enemy promo. He buries their strategy going into the match on August 27th. He starts talking about his nephew or his family member who was in Vietnam.
His cousin. His cousin
Thornton, yeah, and he was in Vietnam and he's got his legs blew off like Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. And I was wondering, why do we give a fuck and shit? No disrespect to motherfuckers who got their legs blown off and shit, but why? I was trying to figure out what did his experience in Vietnam have to do with Terry Funk's response to the Public Enemy. It just sounded real stupid and shit. Like, oh yeah, they're talking about they're from the hood. But let me tell you something, Public Enemy. Over in Indiana, I have a cousin. My cousin Thornton. And he was over in Vietnam, and his legs was blown off. So just because you go through one sort of thing don't mean that my sort of thing ain't as bad as your sort of thing. And I'm gonna tit for tat, cause I'm a big 180-year-old baby, and my brother Dory is a mummy, and you know all that horse shit. And thankfully Cactus came to save the motherfucking promo and shit.
So he puts Jack over. Foley starts to play kissy face with Terry Funk. And then Foley tries to cut a serious fucking promo. He says the Public Enemy never mentioned him by name, so allow him to be introduced. His name is Cactus Jack. You know what I'm saying? And he shows his fucking face. And he says, Terry Funk gave me this fucking black eye in the match in Hardcore Heaven before the PE ran in. And he says, if you know, Terry Funk likes me, and he did this to me. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think we're going to fucking do to you on August 27th? And he's trying to cut the serious fucking promo. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to hard sell it, you know what I'm saying, for the motherfucking fans in Philly. And Terry Funk comes back and starts cracking fucking jokes. You know what I'm saying? With his fucking pity patty voice. I'm just too happy. I think the Public Enemy are tough son of guns. And I hope them the best. But we're going to rumble and tumble at the ECW Arena on August 27th. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Terry Funk. Get to the fucking point.
How does he still have a job? How does he still get paid to wrestle and be in front of a camera and on a microphone?
After that promo, I have no clue. Cactus finishes by saying that the homies will be homie-less on August 27th. We have a title turning bumper is saying Cactus and Funk versus the Public Enemy for the tag titles. I want you to remember that going forward. We have a Hardcore Heaven bumper coming soon, the home video. Moving on. Joey says that ECW has been selected as the promotion to host the NWA title tournament. Because, see, in WCW, they had split the titles. They made the WCW International title, and they were still carrying the NWA title and featuring that in title matches and shit, even though that Jim Crockett Promotions had pretty much formed and morphed into WCW and NWA, and they weren't paying dues no more. So they're like, fuck it, we're just going to make our own belt and just split off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they had the WCW International title for a while. So anyway, so the NWA is left without a champion, you know what I'm saying, for a minute, and ECW is the hottest promotion in the NWA at the time. They're the one that's making the most money. You can see the crowds building and building throughout the months that we've been reviewing the shows. So Dennis Corluzzo says, fuck it, I'm going to, feature these motherfuckers and make sure that one of these motherfuckers are the champ, you know what I'm saying, going forward. That way we can, fly this NWA flag and try to compete with, Ted and Vince, especially at their weakest point. You know what I'm saying? WCW wasn't doing shit, and they had just brought Hogan in, but they were doing no money. And Vince had just got out of his steroid scandal. So this is the perfect time for the NWA to, place their flag down and say, we're back. You know what I'm saying? So you need to understand the landscape of wrestling at this point in time. Like, given the American promotions that were dominant, you know what I'm saying, WCW and WWF. Again, Vince just came out the steroid shit. They doing the fake Undertaker bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You had Brett on top, but he was a soft champion. Over in fucking WCW, Hogan was champion, but he was drawing bullshit. They were about to do another Flair match where he retires, you know what I'm saying, if he lost, you know what I'm saying, and Hogan had no challengers, and the Dungeon of Doom wasn't even in yet, so they were still doing the Three Faces of Fear shit. They haven't even done that yet, you know what I'm saying? So, like, wrestling is in the toilet at this point. So, what better way for the NWA to make a stamp with the hottest independent promotion in America to say, we are fucking back.
Makes sense.
And that's why the title was vacated for political reasons. They cut to a Too Cold Scorpio package. It's at the whoop, there it is. And then it goes to a Too Cold Scorpio promo. Too Cold Scorpio cuts the single worst promo in the history of professional wrestling. Words fucking fail me as to how bad this promo was. This nigga did not say a single linking sentence. He just said a bunch of shit, just a bunch of catchphrases, and none of them stuck. You know what I'm saying? I flip, flop, and fly. You know what I'm saying? When I come down with the this and don't miss, but going down with the 3 count. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming for the NWA title. I mean, it was just a bunch of fucking fragments. You know what I'm saying? Was this the one where he said, now you see me, now you don't? Because that shit was awful too.
I'm not sure.
Oh!
This next week's is very similar.
Oh, right. This had to be the one where this motherfucker said, now you see me, now you don't. And the motherfucker just ducks down underneath the camera and shit. Like, what was the point of him? He didn't put over nothing about the NWA, just saying that I'm going to be in the NWA title tournament and I'm going to win the title. I mean, granted, that's all you really need to say, but still.
Playing peekaboo and shit.
Oh my God. How does Earth 37 love this motherfucker? He's awful.
I guess keep in mind he's the 16-time champion over there.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Moving on. So we have a replay of Jason, the sexiest man on earth, versus Mikey Whipwreck from Hardcore Heaven 94. Great match. Feud of the Year nominee. I want to throw that out there. See you at the Sullies. And then they go into the Pit Bulls versus Taz and Snooker and the quick job match. The neuter the Pit Bulls even further underneath the earth.
For the dogs.
We have another title tournament bumper. It's set to What a Man. We have Joey at the Eagle's Nest with Jason, the sexiest man on earth. Jason is doing his greatest Rick the Model Martel impersonation. Jason wants Joey to address him correctly. The title is actually called the Heavyweight Wrestling Championship upon further inspection of the belt. So that was kind of weird. Joey, can you just realize how hard it is to please promoters who take advantage of him? But all his physical and athletic aspirations finally paid off. Joey's face is a deadpan, complete LOL. Joey mentions that if it wasn't for the pit bulls, Mikey would still be champ.
Absolutely.
Mikey left you bloodied and bandaged. He had the match won. Jason just rambles. Chad Autism comes in and pours some cheap-ass wine on his fucking head. Jason starts licking his fucking fingers in complete disgust.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
He looks at himself off camera in a monitor, and he leaves. Joey pleads to the camera, pleads to the audience. It says, please, anybody, I beg of you, come down here and beat up Jason and take the TV title off of him. I will pay you.
Get the belt off this motherfucker.
In the background, Jason is singing My Sherry Amor by Stevie Wonder. We had the weekly Paulie promo. He cuts a semi-shoot promo talking about how wrestling sucks. It's a cartoon. He's mad as hell, and he's not going to take it anymore. He wants a man to represent pro wrestling, not a clown or some comic book figure. So he's going to call 911. I said, what? I said, there's no way 911 is going to be champ in the NWA title tournament. No time soon. I said, if Paul would have said Sabu, I would at least have believed it. You know what I'm saying? Because Sabu is Lord of the Hardcores. You know what I'm saying? But it's 911. Come on, dog nuts. Title tournament bumper. Moving on. So we finally finished up with a Shane promo. Mr. Hughes in the background holding the belt. He casually points to the ECW heavyweight champion. I said, why is it Mr. Hughes in this tournament?
Yeah, good question.
The promo is it's in first. You know what I'm saying? He starts shitting on Hogan, Flair, Dusty Rhodes. He then calls out Ric Flair, but he knows he's a coward. He said he'd let Flair take his seed in the title tournament. He'd take the bottom seed and work his way up just to show Ric Flair that he's the fucking man in professional wrestling and beat his bleached blonde ass. He'd go all the way to Atlanta to beat him up. And so, or Dick Flair could come to Philly.
Yeah, that is.
But he's a coward. He's a chicken shit. I said, tell him how you really feel, Shane.
Oh, man, yeah, he went ham.
Come 8/27, he'll be champ. Your thoughts on the promo?
I thought it was awesome. That was well done by Shane. Had me hyped up and shit. That's what made me skip ahead a little bit. But, yeah.
Overall, oh my God, clip show, skip show. The promos make it thumbs in the middle, but you could definitely skip this fucking show.
In the grand scheme of things, absolutely.
Next week, the go home show for the niggas with attitudes title tournaments. We out. Peace.
Peace.
I want you to remember that. Official.streetsmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio. Or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarks on SoundCloud and IG. Street Smart fan page on Facebook. Street_Smarks on Twitter. ECW Memories. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, August 23rd, 1994. This is the go-home show for the title tournament. H-Dub, what are your thoughts of this shizzo?
I gave this a D for Don't Watch. Basically a clip show with no redeeming qualities like the one from last week. If you saw Hardcore Heaven or the show last week, then you basically saw this show.
So we got a cold open. It shows stills of Putz and Hack at Hardcore Heaven. The first shot in the background is Neckbeard of Mike Johnson, looking like a plump little lesbian. It's set to the usual low Lenny Kravitz ballad with a trumpet in the background. And for those with the Tape Trader show, I don't know what it had in the background for those on WWE Network. 59 minutes and 20 seconds for the Tape Trader show. Did you get the show time for the network?
I do believe it was roughly 48 minutes.
All right, cool. So they show video of women reviving Hack with the Squally after the Putz match with Sandman. LOL. It goes into a Hack woman promo. Sandman's asking, "What's wrong, woman?" Nancy's like, "Nothing." Hack says, he stops the promo. Nancy says, "He did it again." And he's like, "What?" "He kissed me." The Putz kissed me. So gross.
I was about to get really gross.
And then she said, "You know what? He's comparing that kiss to peaches."
Oh, no, I'm feeling fucked up again.
Oh, I said, ew. Ew. Woman thinks she saw him in the back of the ECW arena kissing. Ew. Ew. Putz is probably at Hack's house drinking his beer, using his weights. Maybe it's a three-way between Goof, Tranny, and Putz. Human centipede style. Oh.
Oh man, isn't it interesting? A woman is trying to boss Sandman around and shit, and she ain't giving this nigga no pussy and shit.
Yeah, but that's not part of their deal. The deal is that she's going to take him to new heights in professional wrestling. It's not about them fucking. It's a business partnership.
It's not, but she trying to sick this nigga on Tommy Dreamer, because Tommy Dreamer, they kissed her and shit 2 times, and she jealous because, her kisses are up there with Peaches, apparently. Rest in peace and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like Sandman is heading dangerously close to cuck territory. And the worst kind of cuck, because he ain't even fucking.
Sandman yells, "Dreamer!" He starts rambling about the Putz as woman doesn't stop nagging him. He puts the Squally out on the cane, and woman keeps talking. So we got Joey at the Nest. He's detailing the niggas with attitudes title tournament. He shows the bracket. It is about as cheap as fuck. I've never seen, like, I was looking at the motherfucking TV title bracket from back in the day, just in comparison. Their production values have not risen one penny in a year. They're terrible. Where's the money going, Paul?
Does it ever get any better?
Stay tuned. So we got Shane versus Taz. We got Malenko versus the Jap. Too Cold Scorpio versus the alleged murderer. And the Super Jake versus a wild card, because Terry Funk dropped out of the title tournament to team up with Cactus Jack to face the Public Enemy for the tag team titles. Remember that.
Yeah, because he was scared of getting his ass handed to him by 911. That's all it was. So here's a little biatch. like, oh no, 911's gonna choke slam me into oblivion. And even I, with my demonic vampire powers, can't be revived in the synagogue with that. So, oh shit, did I say that out loud?
Speaking of synagogues, never give Dean Malenko promo time.
Oh my god! Unless you can't go to sleep. like if it's the middle of the day and you just like gotta take a nap because you trying to get some pony poon later, you want to tear that ass up, put on some Dean Malenko, and he would put your ass straight to sleep.
They should have nicknamed this nigga
The Sandman.
the quiet storm. Because this is the nigga he put your ass to sleep. They gave him so much promo time, he killed himself.
Man.
Not to mention, he did not look like a star with his pink shirt with the pockets.
It was a pink, just regular ass t-shirt. Like he was inside of Little Caesars and somebody just happened to have a camera on and shit.
That nigga looks like the employee of the month.
So he took the time from making a hot and ready and shit. Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Dean Malenko, and I'm very excited to be a part of the NWA title tournament when blah, 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 and to go to, you know what I'm saying? And I could go on and on, but I don't want to do to y'all what he did to us. But
I never recalled Dean Malenko talking in ECW or WCW. This is prime example. Umaro Uno.
might be one of his few times talking in the ECW, I would imagine.
I said, if you haven't figured by now, it's a clip show. These niggas have nothing. They gave Too Cold Scorpio promo time last week. This week, they gave you Morpheus, God of Sleep, Dean Malenko.
Yep.
4 minutes to talk, and this motherfucker kept looking down on cue cards, obviously, to talk about the motherfuckers in the tournament. Well, when you think of title tournaments, you think of Jen Kaninsky, Terry and Dory Funk, the Briscoes, Harley Race, and I want to add my name to that long list of NWA World Heavyweight Champions.
Yeah, good luck with that.
The competition is amazing in this type of tournament. You have Osamu Nishimura from Japan, the high flying skills of Too Cold Scorpio,
Scorp Doggy Dogs in the house.
the man from Tasmania, Tasmaniac with his suplexes, Chris Benoit, another international superstar. You know my family is deep rooted in. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! They actually put the motherfucking music and cut him off. They gave that nigga the Wrap It Up B music on the Tape Trader show. Went straight into a motherfucking bumper.
Did they really?
I said this promo was just as bad as Too Cold Scorpio's promo from last week, but a whole dimensional level difference. We got to replay a Taz versus the Pitts Bulls with the Sabu run in, them forming a quick alliance to pop the crowd. Honestly, at this point, I can't recall which show this is from. I don't know if this is a me thing or if this is a Paul thing. Hot shot in angle after angle after angle after angle, and I can't tell at this point.
Yeah.
And they finally tell you that it's from Heatwave. Recounted by us, Extreme Retro Review, number 75.
Come on, somebody. For those who don't know, that's a big number.
We got Too Cold Scorpio with his usual hot garbage. Promos like these, there's no way he'll be champ. I said, the only thing that's redeemable is set to Whoop, There It Is, and I love that song.
Yeah.
I know you don't get to hear it.
Yeah, which, thank goodness.
I love Whoop, There It Is. I think it's a great song.
It was back in 93, but, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm treading into spoiler territory, so I'm just going to move along, I guess.
We have a Hostile City Showdown coming soon from ECW Home Video, recounted by us, Extreme Retro Review, number 71. Heatwave 94,
coming soon. Hardcore Heaven also coming soon. You can see how they're just figuratively raping the chair spot over and over. It's already in the motherfucking in the intro theme music. But every fucking Hardcore Heaven bumper that they show, they're showing that chair spot. It lessens the effect each and every time. I've seen it about 1,000 times by now. It's worthless.
Yeah, I could see that.
We got a replay of 911 versus Mr. Hughes from Hardcore Heaven. Moving on. Paulie with a terrible hard sell promo for the NWA title tournament. I said he tried. He puts everybody over. It gets better when he starts talking about the pubic enema versus Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. And then he ties Funk back to the tournament, explaining the reasons why he had to pull out of the tournament to fight the Public Enemy. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are Terry Funk is a coward, first and foremost. I just want to get that out there. Other than that, nothing much about those particular promos really stood out or jumped out at me or, did anything for me, so, yeah.
On the Tape Trader show, there was a billiards commercial starring Steve Mizerak, known in the pool circulars as The Miz.
He was The Miz before The Miz. You think he's a time traveler?
Moving on. Shane with Mr. Hughes for another promo. Hard sell for the Niggas with Attitudes title tournament. Let's cut in with Shane action. He buries Hogan, Flair, Dusty Rhodes again. Now it cuts to Shane's greatest spot so far. It's very fucking long. He tells Hughes when he wins the title, he'll have more girls than the cheerleaders on the Kansas City Wildcats and the Dallas Cowboys. Mr. Hughes says he doesn't need no girls or money. I said, what? I said, whoa. Mr. Hughes has been all about the motherfucking money and beating people up.
From day one.
I said, you're getting kind of sus, Mr. Hughes.
You know what I'm saying?
First he already was saving Angel. And now he over here talking about he don't need no bitches or no money.
We out here doing that.
Anyway, Shane fucking whispers in his ear talking about 911's gonna be in the tournament. He gets Mr. Hughes hot. Mr. Hughes cuts a quick promo talking about he's gonna go down with the sidewalk slam. I guarantee that. He goes back to Shane. Mr. Hughes in the background with his grin mug. Shane wraps up the promo. Moving on. Foley cuts a money fucking promo. He tells a story about how Terry Funk didn't see shit in Cactus Jack. He came to ECW to test his skills against Funk, but the PE ruined it. So now they're going to have to pay for their transgressions. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. I said, dude, this motherfucker had it in 1994. It was smooth. It made sense. He was pulling from all different points of his motherfucking wrestling history and shit and tied it back to the motherfucking PE for the hard sell for the motherfucking Cactus Jack versus Terry Funk match versus the Public Enemy.
Coming at
the NWA title tournament in 4 days. Remember that. Remember that. We end up with the Public Enemy cutting a great scripted promo. They're burying Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. And it fades out. Overall, as a go-home show, it properly sold the NWA title tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing all the matches in a grueling contest. I'm looking forward to seeing Cactus Jack and Terry Funk team up versus the Pubic Enema for the tag team titles.
Terry Funk is going to be obliterated.
But this is a clip show, skip show. There's no need to watch this show. You can watch the promos, go on to the title tournament in 4 days, which we will be reviewing for you. Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Peace.
What happened tonight was a disgrace. I'm disappointed at it. Shane Douglas is the NWA champion. He threw the belt down. He had no right to do that. Remember one thing, ECW is an NWA member and they're under our jurisdiction.
Well, as of noon today, I have folded NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling. In its place will be ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Official.streetsmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio, or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarks on SoundCloud and IG, Street Smart fan page on Facebook, Street_Smarks on Twitter, ECW Memories. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, August 27th, 1994. This is the NWA World Title Tournament. It's Extreme Retro Review number 83. We're finally out of our baptism of fire because, think about this shit, hot stuff. In a matter of literally weeks, we reviewed When Worlds Collide, Hostile Shitty Showdown, Heat Wave, Hardcore Heaven.
That's right.
And we finally at this piece of shit show. How dare you, Paul? How dare you, Dennis Corluzzo? How dare you, anybody involved, Todd Gordon, involved with the financial process in selling this show? Because this was a complete piece of shit show.
Wait a minute, they actually sold this for money?
They had to have, because when I acquired it from a file share, it was in order. You know, it just seems like, you know, like everything was sold in tapes, you know what I'm saying? So. And of course, well, here's the other thing. There might be some ads, you know what I'm saying? Like you got a catalog, you know what I'm saying? If you call up ECW, the hotline or whatever, and say, hey, what tapes you got sale? Because there's on the tape trader show, they're showing the commercials for When Worlds Collide, you know, Heat Wave, Hardcore Heaven. They're showing that they're available for tape. They're available for sale, I should say. And this show was slapped together, just like Blood Feast was slapped together. And I didn't. If you noticed, I didn't even put any music for this shit. It's only an hour and 16 minutes, and that's the first red flag right there.
Yeah,
because that just shows you if it's an 8-man tournament, you know what I'm saying? You figure, you know, you give every match at least 5 to 7 in the first round, 10 to 12 in the second round, okay, and in the last match will probably be no time limit or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That would still add up to about 2 hours. Nope. 76 minutes.
76 minutes.
Not to mention, it also was supposed to feature a tag team title match.
Yeah.
That match didn't show up on this show. So, Hot Stuff Hollywood, what are your thoughts and views of this show?
See, there is a dilemma.
Take your time.
That's going on in my head. Because on one hand, when it comes to the essence of ECW and its history, this is probably one of the most pivotal shows. And what makes it fucked up is because the backstory, they knew what they were doing as far as, you know, the dastardly deed. I don't know if you want me to say it or if you, when they broke away from the NWA. They knew that they were breaking away from the NWA with this show. So, in their own minds, this had to have been a big deal to them. So for them to release this, it's like someone took a liquid shit into a water balloon and then and hit me with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna try my best to not step on your toes and on the review and
Whatever.
shit. But for it to be hyped as an NWA title tournament and for them to only show 2 matches from the tournament is freaking retarded, and it's a slap in the face, and it's annoying because this is a big deal. They know it's a big deal. They're about to make history, and this is how they come out into the world as Extreme Championship Wrestling. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
So after the bullet shot intro, we got Joey at the nest. He's shilling the card. It's a replay of the boring Dean Malenko promo from last week. We have another boring promo from Hot Garbage, Too Cold Scorpio. Then we have a replay of the Paulie promo from the Go Home show.
Yay. On a freaking supercard or whatever, huh?
And to round it off, we have Shane's fucking promo from the Go Home show.
Even I was sick of this one.
Fuck you, ECW. 15 minutes later, we got 911 in the ring with Paulie Dangerously versus the wild card, who is Doink the Clown. The Clown. The Clown. The crowd's yelling, "Kill the clown." In an earlier Extreme Retro review, I had talked about OG Sign Guy and talked about how he had to be a plant who was being fed the signs by Paulie. Mm-hmm. Case in point, OG Sign Guy has a sign that says 911 doesn't clown around. I said, did the dirt sheets in '94 talk about ECW bringing in Doink for the NWA title tournament? There's no way. It's like there's no way that Meltzer knew that much inside information that Doink the Clown was going to be the wild card. Out of everybody that Paul has showcased throughout those 18 months that we've been watching ECW, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Road Warrior Hawk, Don Morocco, Ivan Koloff, and this motherfucker brings in Doink the Clown. To translate that by Sign Guy already having a sign that's saying 911 doesn't clown around. He already knew. There's no way he knew.
I think that's a logical conclusion to come to.
Either way, I couldn't be bothered to look it up. 911 with theatrics. Doink's no-selling 911's taunt. There's a legit 911 chant. Then it turns into piped-in chanting. Another thing I want to talk about this show. This is another case in point show of the genius of Paulie's production crew and use of sound editing. Because you hear the chants of ECW, you hear the chants of 911, you hear the chants of Kill the Clown, and yet and still, you look at the hard camera people, and they're not saying anything.
Everybody's mouth is moving.
So where is this motherfucking sound coming from? It's not coming from the opposite hard camera. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. And that's another thing. ECW was a lot of smoke and mirrors, but they don't even tell you. The smoke and mirrors goes beyond accentuating the positives and the strengths of the wrestlers and hiding the negatives. It's accentuating the positives of the ECW crowd as well, and doing a lot of shit through video editing and sound editing.
Makes sense.
Because these motherfuckers are not, they're chanting for like a hot second, and then you don't hear anything. But yet still, the sweetening is just 911, 911. And I'm like, nobody's moving.
Oh man, good old TV magic.
Anyway, I said, Joey's burying Doink the Clown on play-by-play. He said he's usually against this type of thing, but he's into
911 destroying the clown. And I said this is symbolic. This is Paulie's message saying that I'm changing the wrestling landscape. I'm killing the cartoon. I'm killing the clown.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So Philly doesn't respect it. Chokeslam 2, chokeslam 3. Paulie comes in. He said, "This isn't a circus. This is ECW. 1 star." HW thoughts?
It was weird seeing Doink the Clown in ECW. But you know, I'm glad the match was over quick. It was weird seeing Doink in the thing, and I was kind of pissed off that was the wild card opponent. It only made logical sense for it to be Mr. Hughes, in my opinion, but you know they didn't go that route. So I mean, with 911 matches, you know, it's what can you expect other than a choke slam? So we got 3 of them. So you know.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So we have Joey at the Nest. There's no backdrop behind him. There's no ECW drapery. The situation with the ECW and the NWA will be addressed by the end of the show, he says. So we have a first round match. The franchise, Shane Douglas versus the Tasmaniac. Clip to the finish. Shane with a roll up with a handful of tights. Dud. HW thoughts.
Dud. Double dud. Double dud.
Next match, first round match, Too Cold Scorpio versus Benoit. Clip to the finish. Too Cold Scorpio goes up top. Benoit runs up to the center top rope for a suplex. He then remembers to bring his feet up for the finish. Too Cold Scorpio, Benoit, both lock feet. 1, 2, 3. Benoit jumps up like he won. The referee, Pee-wee, declares that Scorp's the winner. Benoit protests. Negative HW thoughts.
My thoughts, I kind of should have said this on the last match, but this is a perfect place to bring it up. They just robbed us of seeing what could have been 2 great matches with Shane and Taz and Too Cold Scorpio and Benoit. That finish looked completely idiotic and stupid. I hate those little finishes like that, especially where Scorpio should have been momentarily incapacitated from being the recipient of that move and shit. But I digress. So from that, the finish alone, it just was idiotic to me.
Benoit gave the move, was sold more than Scorpio, and then put his fucking feet up for the fuck finish. Moving on. We have a second round match. The franchise, Shane Douglas versus Dino Malenko. Clipped. Shane with a couple of pile drivers to the midget. The fans approve, but they don't show the finish. This is a fucking tournament. HW thoughts.
Those pile drivers were awesome. And just from the sheer fact that Malenko annoyed the hell out of me for this long-ass, dry-ass promo, I thought it was a very fitting end for the Iceman. So thank you, Shane.
Second round match. Too Cold Scorpio versus 911. Scorp trying to his flip-flops and flies. Body slam. Choke slam on the Too Cold Scorpio. Then Doink runs out and beats up Paul on the outside. 911 powders out the ring to save Paul. Then Matt Bourne with face paint comes out and just starts hitting 911 with chair shots repeatedly to obliterate. Doink skips around the ring. Then he gets unwigged and unmasked to reveal himself as Shane Douglas in the Scooby-Doo spot. 911 gets counted out. Too Cold Scorpio goes over. HW thoughts.
Oh man, from a story-wise perspective, I liked it because it just goes to show the planning and strategery of Shane Douglas and shit, you know what I'm saying, as to win the tournament and shit. So from that perspective, I like that. I felt bad for my man Too Cold Scorpio though, you know. for him to get a bullshit win like that, but it's all good. So
if they had shown the earlier matches to their completion and then clipped this match to the finish to show the chicanery and all that shit, I probably would have been cool with it. But I just breezed through Shane Taz, Tuco Scorpio Benoit, Shane and Malenko, which should have been easily 3-star matches. 3-star matches. And then I could have got this bullshit. I would have been cool with it. It would have worked.
yeah.
No. 911 sucks. But the chokeslam is unstoppable. Cause Scorp never moved an inch. So you gotta get him out of the tournament, but how? So you book Shane to be a smart-ass heel. You got Scorp laid out going into the finals. Your biggest threat is eliminated in one fell swoop. But explain the missing Kingmaker. There's no Mr. Hughes.
There is no Mr. Hughes.
See, this whole, like, even still, even if he had Mr. Hughes with him, see, this whole doink pairing is terrible because it's only for the one night. You know what I'm saying? So he's been with Mr. Hughes since like April. You know what I'm saying? So if Hughes would have been there, you know what I'm saying, they could have had the 911 Hughes blow off right then. Hughes could have came back. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that just shows me that, like, either Hughes didn't want to be in the tournament or Hughes already bailed from the company.
Dang, that
Because Hughes would have been perfect in that wild card spot from a storyline perspective.
Oh, hell yeah. Shoot.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, 911 versus Hughes. Okay? They do the same exact match. 911 goes over. They do 911 Scorpio. Hughes comes out.
Cost 911 the match, and same result, and no Doink the Clown.
So why not put Mr. Hughes in there and then instead of Doink the Clown? That doesn't make sense. Another reason why this tournament is god fucking awful. Moving on. I said in an interesting tidbit, the signs are showing early that this is Shane's night. Joey has a lead into the main event of the tournament. The franchise Shane Douglas versus Tuco Scorpio. Nope. First of all, Tuco Scorpio doesn't pass the Finkel test, in my opinion, because you can't say, and new heavyweight champion of the world, Tuco Scorpio. Don't work.
No, you just made it work.
It don't work. And new. Also, it could be 400 years of conditioning speaking.
Possibly.
Not mentally able to picture a nigga as the world champion. Always keep that in mind, young princes and princesses. It's a long feeling out process into some counter leg work. Lazy Indian deathlock countered into a pin for 2. There's a standoff. Shane's going for epic. JT and Hack Myers walk around the ring for no apparent reason. More geeks come to the ring to watch the match. There's more stuff. Shane with a slap. Joey with some good play-by-play. He's putting Scorp over as a journeyman wrestler. Scorp with some offense. They trade small packages. LOL. Stand off to some applause. The ref, who is Pee-wee, for this match. At 29 minutes and 18 seconds, there's a neckbeard Mike Johnson sighting.
Oh, what's up, Neck Beezy?
It's like the fucked up fusion of Willow and Samwise Gamgee.
Damn.
They do some stuff that is actually quite impressive.
And the burial of Mike Johnson continues.
They do a stand-up electric chair spot, slingshot press for 2. Shane gets sent outside. I see a sign that says, I got crabs.
Oh, wow. Poor guy.
Outside stuff. They're into the crowd. They do a big rail suplex spot. There's a bunch of Japs in the crowd.
Oh, shit.
Joey puts it over. Good job, Joey.
Back inside, back and forth, Joey explains away Mr. Hughes and buries Sherry Martel for being with Ric Flair in WCW. Scorpio's outside with a tombstone, and he calls it moonsault, but he misses the belly to belly for the win. 2-star match. Geek Ortiz. Joey puts over Magnum TA because he taught Shane the belly to belly. Whatever. Shane gets the belt. Tuco Scorpio says something stupid, and he challenges him for the new belt. Shane accepts, and he goes into his spiel.
I stand here before God and my Father in heaven tonight, as I said I would be world's heavyweight champion. In the tradition of Lou Thez, in the tradition of Jack Briscoe, of the Briscoe brothers, of Dory Funk Jr., of Terry Funk, the man who'll never die. As the real nature boy, Buddy Rogers, upstairs tonight. From the Harley races to the Barry Windhams to the Ric Flairs. I accept this heavyweight title. Wait a second. Wait a second. Of Kerry Von Erich. Of the fat man himself, Dusty Rhodes. This is it tonight, Dad. God, that's beautiful. And Rick Steamboat. And they can all kiss my ass.
What in the hell is he doing?
Because I am not the man who accepts a torch to be handed down to me from an organization that died, R.I.P., 7 years ago. The franchise, Shane Douglas, is the man who ignites the new flame of the sport of professional wrestling.
That's the ECW
Tonight,
belt.
Before God and my Father as witness, I declare myself, the franchise, as the new ECW heavyweight champion of the world.
Shane Douglas declaring himself
We have set out
ECW
to change
World
the
Champion
face of professional wrestling. So tonight, let the new era begin. The era of the sport of professional wrestling. The era of the franchise. The era of the ECW.
H-Dub, your thoughts?
Oh man, that was so freaking awesome. I've seen him deliver that promo 3 times now, and just listen you read it for the first time, but I guess it's the 4th time I've heard it now, and every single time it gives me motherfucking goosebumps and pumps me up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, that was pretty epic right there.
Literally,
franchise.
quite literally, the only thing worth a damn on this fucking show.
Yeah.
But I said it before. Shane can do epic. He did epic at the night the line was crossing at the post-match interview and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where he cut the promo of a lifetime against Terry Funk. And now he is destroying the NWA single-handedly.
shat on it. Especially he said he wouldn't take a hand-me-down from a promotion that died 7 years ago. And shit. I'm like, damn. I'm like, Shane, he's sitting right there.
How could you be Dennis Coralluzzo at this moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're Dennis Coralluzzo, and you got your new champion. You got the hottest fucking independent promotion in the country right now.
He counting dollar signs.
Oh, my God. He is just doing the crime time, money, yeah, deal shit and everything like that. And next thing you know, this motherfucker just completely just destroys your promotion. In one promo. I was watching the timeline, 94, and Shane is the narrator of the year, as he should be. Actually, I kind of think Sandman could have been the 94 guy, you know what I'm saying? But Shane is very much apropos. And he's talking about how Coralluzzo, the day of the show, came to him with a booking sheet. And, you know what I'm saying, wanted him to sign a contract, you know, to commit to some dates already. And, of course, Shane was like, he was ducking him and shit because it's like, you know, I'm not going to, commit to anything without my lawyer involved and everything like that.
Smart.
And then also he had heard Coralluzzo bury Shane Douglas on Mike Tenay's radio show.
Oh.
So he already knew that he wasn't going to sign. He didn't know if he was going to throw down the belt, because this was a situation between Paul, Todd, and Shane.
Okay.
And Paul had told him, like, the idea of what he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Splitting off from the NWA and, you know, going renegade, basically. And he told him the pros and the cons, and he didn't bother him about it. And Shane said he didn't, you know, Paul didn't bother him about it until, you know, he didn't bother him about it at all. And with the burial of Shane by Coralluzzo on today's show, and plus trying to stick him with some dates already and shit, had basically made up Shane's mind to go ahead, throw down the belt, and go renegade.
Damn.
So you see how this can, you know, this changes wrestling history.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because effectively, the NWA at this point is dead. It was already dead. Shane had already said it was dead. It was dead when Turner had, you know, purchased the majority of it and formed into WCW. So the NWA was just limping, you know, from that point on. ECW, Eastern Championship Wrestling, gets hot. Coralluzzo wants to fucking go in with him, you know what I'm saying, and take this shit national. They got the TV. Might as well, right? Mm-hmm. Paul says, fuck that. Let's go renegade. And the rest is history.
Damn.
So the crowd is chanting ECW. Too Cold Scorpio asked for the mic, but Shane dropped it, as he should. I said, I asked you, Hot Stuff, what the fuck did Scorp have to say? Like, what could he have said?
I was wondering the same thing. Like, I felt embarrassed for him at this point. I'm like, dude, what are you doing there? Because bad enough he was hanging on the apron or on outside the ropes and shit for a minute while he was talking and shit. Then I'm like, you back, my dude?
So Shane cuts the mic off, drops it. Scorpio goes, hey, let me get that mic, man. Shane looks like he's about to get the mic, but the crowd starts chanting ECW. So he just goes with the crowd, as he fucking should. Scorpio dumbass gets into the ring, grabs the mic, and starts cutting a completely inaudible promo. Because the mic is off. What an idiot. I know Shane is looking at him. Shane's in the corner with the belt, right? Because he threw down the fucking NWA belt, picks up the ECW belt, goes into the fucking corner with the belt. Motherfucking Scorpio starts cutting his inaudible promo, talking about, yeah, ECW, yeah. Well, Shane, something, flip, flop, and fly. Now you see me, now you don't. And the motherfucker extends his hand to Shane. Shane shakes his hand, and then Scorpio powders. And then, you know, Shane starts doing the motherfucking Hogan, you know, saying, pointing to the crowd and shit, points up to his daddy, and then they go off back to Joey.
What a goof.
Dennis Coralluzzo of WWA fame, at this time, NWA president, calls it a disgrace.
And he said he's going to get down to the bottom of it. Joey then leads into Todd's response. Todd goes, it is a disgrace or whatever. And he folds Eastern Championship Wrestling. And in its place is now ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. And they recognize Shane Douglas as the champion. And they welcome all comers to challenge for the belt. So now Shane Douglas has to bring credibility to this new World Heavyweight Championship. There's a Public Enemy promo. They sneak up behind the old ECW backdrop. Eastern is already conveniently marked out, as it has been for several weeks by this point. Johnny is tagging the Eastern part. Rocco's doing his lookout gimmick. The spray paint is absolutely terrible. They paint Extreme under the crossed out Eastern. Then they say now they're going to take it to the extreme. Moving on. Shane with his rosy red cheeks. He's backstage with some dirt sheet writers. He said he'd always knew he'd be world champ as a wrestler, not as an actor who goes on a sitcom, comes back and rips his shirt off like Hogan. Hey. Mick Foley walks up with the ECW Tag Team Championship on his shoulder. He puts Shane over.
Where'd he get that from?
Who knows? He says maybe after 12 years, we can see who's finally the better man. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Shane rambles some more. And now this fucking show becomes Best of Shane, Volume 1.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
We have Shane Douglas with another promo in front of the ECW logo. He's standing next to a woolly mammoth, masquerading as Matt Bourne in a Doink wig. Shane puts over Doink by burying him. Matt Bourne cuts a wacky Piper-esque promo. Shane gets good at the end. Never mind. He's just rambling on. Woolly mammoth turns around. He shows his back to close. Moving on. We have Shane versus Ron Simmons. Ron's hair is fucking awful. I said let it go. We have Flair is dead chance. Clip to the post-match. Shane won, duh. Shane's hitting Ron with the world title. Too Cold Scorpio hits the ring, kicks Shane in the face. Doom 2.0 with the beat down on the champ. Body slam, moonsault combo. Your thoughts on the match?
Any reason why they didn't show the finish to Simmons and Shane?
I have a better question for you. Where the fuck did Ron Simmons come from?
The Magic Wrestler portal. Duh. He came in behind Cactus Jack, probably.
At least they could have fucking explained that he was a challenger for the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, Todd said he welcomes all challengers, but Joey could have put it over like, hey, this is a challenger for the belt. Just out of nowhere. Shane versus Ron Simmons. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So Shane cuts a promo. He's talking to Sherry Martel on the phone. He wants her to come back for the November to Remember Part 2 and be in his corner for a match. It'll be great to be with a man again, he says. He then names Stunning Steve Austin as his tag team partner against Too Cold Scorpio and Ron Simmons. Moving on. In the ring with Shane and Sherry. Stone Cold, oh shit. Stunning Steve Austin is injured. So Brian Pillman substitutes. I guess he's the better link of the Hollywood Blondes, he said, or some shit. Moving on. We have another match. Too Cold Scorpio and Ron Simmons versus Shane Douglas and Brian Pillman with Sherry Martel in their corner. Inside outside brawl. It's clipped as shit. It settles into a tag match. Scorp and Shane do stuff. Scorp and Pillman do stuff. Simmons and Pillman do stuff. Pillman turns chicken shit. Ron wants the franchise. He beats on Brian Pillman. Huge spine buster. Some jaw jacking. It's clipped to Shane and Simmons stuff. There's a nice gut wrench by Shane Douglas. Scorpion peril. Never mind. It's more outside stuff. Back inside. A mule drop kick for 2. More clippage. It ends with a beautiful power slam by Ron Simmons for the dub. H-Dub, your thoughts on the match?
The parts that they did show, I found enjoyable. It was a pretty decent match to me, and it was. I'm glad that as I figured they would, that Too Cold and Ron Simmons went over and shit.
Pillman protests to Sherry, drags her in the ring. Her sweater comes off, and Sherry has a picture of Ric Flair over her heart. Shane finally finds out that Sherry has been duping. Sherry has been duping Shane the entire time. He grabs the picture, rips it up, gives Sherry a pile driver, cuts a promo talking about you're a slut or some shit, cuts a promo burying Flair. Flair is dead chant to end the show. Not even for historical purposes should you watch this show.
Even to watch Shane throw down the belt and Todd to declare Eastern Championship Wrestling dead and Extreme Championship Wrestling is here to stay.
This show is worse than Blood Feast.
Ooh, that's strong.
Skip this show. Everything will be presented in clip form. Thumbs down. There is absolutely one upside to this show. Do you know what it is?
Shane throwing down the belt.
We will breeze through all the clips going forward.
Oh, well, I'll drink to that.
Fuck this show. Fuck you, ECW. Next week, the last Eastern Championship Wrestling TV show. Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace. Official.streetsmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio. Or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarks on SoundCloud and IG. Street Smart fan page on Facebook. Street_Smarks on Twitter. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, August 30th, 1994. This is the last Eastern Championship Wrestling TV show. H-Dub, your thoughts?
My thoughts, it's a clip show, but the way it was clipped together, it was definitely better than the how the NWA tournament show was presented to us. So it's a clip show, but better than the tournament show.
So we immediately start with a replay of 911 versus Doink the Clown from the Niggas with Attitudes title tournament.
Nice.
So it was a replay of Joey without the backdrop from the Niggas with Attitudes title tournament. This is a clip show, like my partner in crime has said. So we have a Sandman woman package. This highlights of various feuds. Goof, Mikey Whipwreck, going crazy on the jobbers. And that goes into Hack versus Putz. We got Putz kissing woman. Hardcore Heaven steals. Woman says, I want him. Dreamer. Bloody, beaten. I want him every way. I want him. Hack repeats the shit. What woman wants, woman gets. Woman's a tad bit late,
lighting a squally. She says, one lit butt deserves another for the worst kiss ever. Hack and Putz feuding over a kiss. Simple, effective. Tonight is a caning match. September 17th, September 23rd bumpers over the dentist's office music. Moving on. So we got a match. Hacks versus Putz in a caning match. Enter Sandman. Didn't get that on the WWE Network, obviously.
Hell no.
Did you get the time for the show?
48 minutes.
This was 1 hour and 19 seconds for the tape trader.
Okay.
So the entrance is fucked up because it comes back from commercial. Putz in a red sequin jacket rushes in the ring for the shine. 6 steps. They do a shit wheel kick. Post ball shot, fan assisted chair shots, outside back inside, Dreamer with the DDT. Hack thumbs the referee, Jim Molyneux, in the eye. Putz with a DDT, woman comes in. Dreamer with a third kiss. Hack swings, Putz ducks. Hack stops before he hits woman. Putz swings again. Hack ducks. He gets a cane to the face. Hack DDT for the dub.
Yeah.
2-star match. H-Dub, your thoughts?
Oh man, I was very pleased to see Sandman get the win there, and the match was shit, but it was fun. It was a fun shit match.
So Hack sneers as he circles his prey.
Yeah.
The geeks come out to protest. Todd comes out. He starts telling the crowd, he grabs the mic, he tells the crowd, hey, Sandman won through nefarious means. We can restart the match.
Some bullshit.
It's all good, Tommy. You don't have to go through this. Tommy, being the simp that he is, says, this is CCW. These are tough guys and yada, yada, yada. And he takes the fucking cane shots.
I thought it was pretty gay for Todd and the wrestlers to come out there in the first place, though.
Putz says he signed the contract. He'll take the shots. I think he's a Putz. But Joey's selling like he's like a tough guy and shit. But it's apropos now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the motherfucker was putting Tommy over like he was a tough guy and shit, but Tommy wasn't doing shit. Now this motherfucker's about to take these 10 motherfucking cane shots. And Joey Sullivan is actually fitting the scene of what you're watching.
Absolutely.
Okay. Blood Feast. He talks about the nightly line was crossed, and it's fucking annoying. I said here, it's fucking awesome. The camera shots are awesome. In the foreground, Tommy's in the background. Left, Hack's winding up to take the cane shot. On the right, woman's looking mighty fine.
Yeah, she is.
She says Dreamer doesn't have to take the cane shots. All he has to do is kiss her feet. Tommy says, nope. He immediately grabs the ropes. Sandman gives him the first fucking shot. Tommy drops to a knee. Sandman is completely over. Words fucking fail me how this shit goes. So the motherfucker gets like the second, third, and the fourth cane shot. You know what I'm saying? They're stiff, but they're protected. Okay? But all the whole while, woman's over here talking like, Dreamer, you don't have to go through this. All you have to do is kiss my feet. Dreamer's over there. He comes back. He goes onto the mic. And he says, why don't you kiss my ass? He came off kind of gay, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever. He gets another couple of cane shots and shit. You know what I'm saying? Woman's over here like, Dreamer, you don't have to do this. All you have to do is bow to me. Tommy's like, fuck that. I'm not bowing to no bitch. You know what I'm saying? Give me some more motherfucking cane shots. That last fucking cane shot that he got, Hack came from the other side of Pennsylvania and crushed that motherfucker in the back of the head.
Yes, he did.
Your thoughts of the segment?
Overall, I thought the segment, I could dig what they was trying to do, you know what I'm saying? I guess, I'm just not that big of a Tommy Dreamer fan. So, I was ready for it to be over with and shit. But, I could appreciate their attempt at trying to sell us on the fact that Tommy Dreamer could take an ass whooping.
So the motherfucker is taking this ass whooping, right? Bitches in the crowd, they getting squeamish and shit. The crowd is quiet as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Normally these motherfuckers is raucous as fuck. But these motherfuckers is quite subdued during this whole exchange. You know what I'm saying? So the motherfucker gets the last cane shot. He's on this motherfucking back. He gets to his feet, gets to Sandman's face, and he starts talking shit. Sandman is in this motherfucking face. They like lip to lip. They look like they about to kiss. And the motherfucking crowd is like clapping for fucking Tommy Dreamer. So I'm not saying he's completely fucking over, but he's fucking getting there. Still a putz.
He's a putz that can take an ass whooping.
I concur. So we got a recap of the tournament matches from the Niggas with Attitudes title tournament. Moving on. We got a replay of the entire post-match angle. You know what I'm saying? Shane throws down the belt. You know what I'm saying? Ty's doing this shtick, folding Eastern Championship, wrestling, all that, yada, yada, yada. They end with the motherfucking show with Public Enema crossing out the shit with the faint-ass spray paint. And they're taking it to the extreme. Overall, the awesomeness of Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, the match, post-angle, all that shit, totally eclipsed the speech by Shane. Thumbs up. Clip don't skip.
Boy, that's a strong statement to say that a bullshit match and Tommy getting caned 10 times overshadows Shane throwing down the belt and saying niggas with attitudes been dead for 7 years and shit.
I think it's more about where like Shane really hasn't done too much for me this year. Like he had the great fucking matches and shit like that. You know, the 3-way night line was crossed. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he was in tag matches with the Bruise Brothers. He had the forgettable match with Sabu. You know what I'm saying? And now he throws down the belt. And the promo's epic as fuck. But like Sandman week to week has been just doing more and more shit that has me totally strapped in. Pause. No homo. No homo. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I'm feeling Sandman more. That's what she said.
Oh man, I mean, I guess you have the right to your opinion and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying, like, as far as like for Shane for people to say that Shane has been this big guy in '94 ECW, I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? What I do see is Sandman week by week, and we have recounted this shit on Extreme Retro Reviews. That the Sandman is doing awesome shit after awesome shit. This motherfucker is whacking Tommy Cairo after every fucking match. You know what I'm saying? Telling this motherfucker to pay his motherfucking bill and stop fucking his tranny wife. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker is beating up motherfucking jobbers with a cane and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even when the motherfucker gets beat up, he still comes off as the coolest motherfucker in the room. I'm not saying what Shane is doing isn't epic. I'm just saying that the Sandman shit is just more continual and just, it's like the shit that Shane is doing is like, bam, fucking epic. But it's so far and few in between. Whereas the Sandman shit is like, bang, 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 bang. And where this motherfucker right here canes the shit out of Tommy Dreamer, and adding the fact that you got storyline heel versus storyline babyface in a storyline, the shit comes off way greater than the big match, epic match appeal of Shane throwing down the belt. Just, I agree that the storyline is bigger than the match at this point. In ECW's tenure, the storyline is bigger than the match.
Well, let me tell you this, Fooch. Now, don't get me wrong. Sandman is good. Sandman is great. But Sandman, he is a feature special attraction. week after week. Who is he in the ring with? He's in the ring with your Tommy Kairos, and your Tommy Dreamers, and your Hack Myers, and your other goof of the week. Meanwhile, your ECW heavyweight champion of the world, Shane, the franchise Douglas, the last member of Hot Stuff International, founded by the late, great King of Philadelphia, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. He has been going toe-to-toe against the likes of Terry Funk and Sabu's and all of the top names in the sport of professional wrestling. That's right, I said the sport of professional wrestling. And there is only one man that is fitting enough to carry the franchise, to carry the promotion on his back, and who was picked to turn his back and spit in the face of the NWA, the niggas with attitudes, as you've been calling them all show. Shane Douglas. That is why he is head and shoulders above anybody, including Sandman, in ECW today.
Opinions are like assholes. They all stink. 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 They all stink.
Oh, man. I was trying to think of that one commercial and shit I've been hearing on the radio, but it's not coming to me. Something about keeping your hiney clean or some shit. Damn. Fuck.
There's no show next week because we're gearing up for Extreme Championship Wrestling Hardcore TV. So I'll be showing you the best of Hollywood. The best of Hollywood. Volume 1. Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Peace.
I'm be playing Fortnite.